Now, I was trying to explain to you when we had Chriso on, Scoop, didn't Paddy Walsh tip she's a boss as well?
No.
This morning?
No.
You sure?
No, he was on the thing that got beaten the last.
On the favourite, Bunbury.
Favourite, I'll tell you. Actually.
I already tipped she's a boss as well.
My hidden journey, 200 on.
Leadership spill into
Gone against Gosson the money.
Okay, I knew that.
No, there's plenty of money for my hidden journey.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
I will say... Has it been,
Just like to get in early here because I've got a really good feel.
Well, here we go.
I'm not going to say she'll win the race. But I reckon Flit is 10 points over where she should be in the market at the minute. And that's where my money's going to go.
If September Run doesn't win the race, and I think almost every other horse in the race is over is because of September Run being so
I
short.
can't back a favourite.
No,
so I've got to go elsewhere.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I've backed something else in the race as well.
Outside of the favourite, Flit is the best chance, I reckon, of this new market coming up.
There's only 3 Group 1 winners in the race, I think, isn't there?
We're going to get some quality numbers out.
September Run.
Yeah.
And the Western Australian horse, Elite Street.
Elite Street.
Jumping at Bunbury for the first on Bunbury Cup Day.
You taught me through Dalasan racing here.
Well,
over 1,200
he won
metres.
over 6 furlongs against his own age. So, this is a different class. But Leo McDonald's a wonderful trainer.
Are they going to geld him? Are they going to geld him anytime soon?
No, I think it's too late to geld him. They'll be pressing on with he'll stand in South Australia somewhere.
If they keep zinging towards Group 1s, I don't think they can geld him.
And, they're hoping he pokes his head in front in a race like this. Well, he's home then. But he'll stand somewhere at stud.
Right.
And the more group activity you've had between 6 furlongs and 10 furlongs during your career, the better stud career or better support you'll generally get.
True. All right. Go on the hidden journey.
Where are you,
Down the
Paddy?
outside. The chestnut. Come on, my hidden
40
journey.
face. Jockey just swapping the whip to the left
Come
hand.
on, journey.
It's helped him.
Come on, my hidden journey.
Get there.
Come on. Want it.
Yeah, he's in for the fight.
Come on, my hidden journey. Want it.
Yeah, it's going to get the money. Well done, Patrick.
Yeah, Paddy. Photo third. We've got Eagle Farm in 3 minutes' time. I just want to read out text.
Yeah, just address Caesars, right? Keep calling us a Muppet. We know who the Muppet is, and it ain't us.
So Caesar goes tag. So you got time to cheer home Bunbury and Eden, but not Adelaide. Muppets. Caesar. Let me just point something out to you, mate. And
he was worried about the background music. When we have the background music, that means a hard out.
Yes.
And it's always at 56.
So the reason we had to welcoming the Adelaide races, because we had to welcome, and we are a national radio show, we had to welcome the Bunbury audience, of course. Bunbury Cup Day, big part of that, SEN Spirit. So that's why we sometimes have to miss a race every now and then. It's out of our control, but we do appreciate you listening, Caesar.
Yeah.
The race still went ahead, mate. So hopefully you're still able to find...
He gave the tip out.
It won.
Paddy gave the winner out.
I know it's hard to believe, but the South Australian Jockey Club aren't dependent on us watching the race to pay out the result. So if you backed the winner, be happy rather than be sulky. If you didn't, well, be thankful you didn't hear us cheering home one that won. If you call us Muppets again based on this thing, I'll ban you. And I've never banned anyone in 10 years of SEN.
What was that all about?
I don't know. Tag's got me rolled up. I don't know.
Got you rolled up. I'm with Adam too. Weakest new market I've ever seen.
I agree.
You're not far off.
I agree. You take September Run out of this and...
Exactly right.
I've backed Serious Suspect.
You're not a Group 1 horse.
No, it's not, but it can win this race of September Run.
He's not even a Group 3
gets in
or
trouble.
He won a Standish.
I won a Standish.
Serious. That's an off-season group race. I mean...
It is the weakest new market.
No, I'm serious suspect.
No. But
I'll
then
tell you
again, it's
this.
not a great race.
If September Run, for whatever reason, doesn't run near her capabilities or up to it, so Serious Suspect can win the race.
That race that we just saw in Sydney was a better race than this.
I agree. And the fact is that... Well,
with Eduardo and Nature Strip, Written Beauty. As you say, take September Run out of this. That's why she's just a dead set moral.
You're a prize money man. I thought you were going to go somewhere else there.
10 hooks here with the forest. Everyone's walking on eggshells at the moment. We're getting in trouble for going hard out. We're getting in trouble for more.
I know.
If we're not careful.
Dino.
Can I get my quaddy?
I'm in a great mood today. I'm just annoyed how we keep getting 100 texts having a go at us about a technical thing that's got nothing to do with us.
Let's stop worrying about the text too. You're getting as bad
It's
as
got me
it is.
10 years I haven't given a crap about text, and now Tag gets in my eye line. I'm worried.
But we love
Don't have
getting
to
to
be
our
accountable.
people that support us.
Can we
And
roll
and
the
we love
fave
it.
here?
Why would
Yeah.
you love that bloke? Give
No, I
us
don't
a
think so.
banging.
I don't think so.
It's because
Don't
then
even give him
people,
the
then
airtime. He's
people,
belting around home at the
then
moment.
people come
"Oh, I
with
got
texts
those
like this.
blokes."
Don't waste your time with those muppets like Caesar watching from his mum's basement.
Don't let him steal your air, mate.
I don't think he can. I don't think. And Chrissy Nelson was real. You want to take on Chrissy?
Is he's on this fave, yeah?
Yeah, big way.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
We can get $1.85 to lay the fave. Do we do that, or do we...
I'm going to use the fade to put some further value into the new market.
I might do that as well. She's a boss into September run. September run drifting right as well, up to 260.
Yeah.
Pays 440. We're going to have 340 on that. With She's the boss. All of a sudden makes it a fairly substantial bet on September run.
Gary, I won the lunch.
Well, you're even now.
Well, we're back to evens now.
I didn't want to take it.
Well,
And then it was my best of the day, and I said,
mate.
well, and I knew Mark Busher was the danger in the race, but he was still below par.
yeah, it was disappointing.
Yeah. Someone's saying Celebrity Queen, why can't it win? Yeah. I just like the horses love the straight track horses like September Run.
The bar plate yesterday issue, a bit lame, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Yeah. Sprung a shoe and yeah, a little bit. She's all right, of course, past the vet, but yeah, exactly right. But being a good track, she still may feel it. The last furlong when the pressure's on, it may just worry her, but may not either.
Racing at Eagle Farm.
Talk us through it, Tags.
The farm, no thanks. Big grey leads. I just haven't got the form in front of me. That's why, because I'm just having a look. But let me bring it up.
Yeah,
what are we
that'd
on?
be good.
'Cause the big grey's going to take the box seat.
Yeah,
now.
the big grey. It's at Eagle Farm, the big grey.
Yeah.
it's
Trying
not
to get
called
the
the
box
big
seat,
grey.
but it's over racing because there's no pace on in this small field.
No, there's nothing.
Yeah. So Enterprise Prince leads a male.
Yeah, he does. She's a boss coming up outside Enterprise Prince.
Now that's seeing he's believing.
Oh, is it? No, she's the boss second last.
It is too. All right, because
It
we're
is.
all on She's a Boss, aren't we?
Hey, Eduardo, 55.19 for the 1,000, smashes
Wow.
the track record the Reds held by over half a second.
Well, there you go. And you can't be disappointing Nature Strip's front, can you?
Well, look at
No
She's
wonder
the boss
Written Beauty
around
was off
here.
the bridle a long way from home.
Where's She's up?
Come on, Robbie.
All right, you're going
Outside.
around them, huh?
We're the outside.
Yeah. Come on, Robbie.
Let down.
Come on, She's a Boss. Come on.
Come
Do
on.
it for Chris O.
Come on, Sheezer.
She's
Come
wanting
on.
to quicken. She's wanting to quicken.
Yeah, I think.
Come on.
Come on.
Quicken.
Here she comes.
Come on,
Come on.
Sheezer. Come on, Sheezer.
Oh, no, what's this coming up underneath her? but it's made a race.
no.
Yeah, it
And
has.
it's made her find the line, which
Come
is
on,
good.
Sheezer.
It's going to get the money. Come on, left. Play that music. Go on. Well done, Patrick. Well done, Chris O.
That's got September run going for $1,500 now for the Punters Club. Well done, Simon.
Oh, that's the spirit, Caesar. Fight back. This is what we like.
Oh, yeah.
And he's called you a muppet. Well, us a muppet again.
Sorry, Paddy, but that's now got Flit running for a massive amount.
Oh, here we go.
Scooby-Doo.
Here we
Can
go.
I get my quaddie?
Yes, you can.
Okay. So, first leg, Newmarket. The 10, Brooklyn Hustle. 14, September Run. And 18, Swats That. 3 out first leg.
No Flit.
No Flit. Apologies. Second leg, the 2, Silent Sovereign. The 3, Spanish Reef. The 5, Scarlet Dream. The 6, Quantum Mechanic. And the 7, Lunicorn. Third leg, going wide in the Oz Cup. The 1, Humidor. The 2, Harlem. The 3, 50 Stars. The 8, Steel Prince. The 12, Defibrillate. The 13, San Huberto. And the 17, Paradis. And then we're all coming into the finale where 1 out personal in the last at Flemington. $100 has bought us 95% of the quaddie at Flemington. And we have $200 on it for the Punters Club today. So we've got 190% of the quadrella in Melbourne.
All right. My quick quaddie, even though it's always been up on social media, I've only taken a $96 quaddie. What is your quaddie costing?
It's exactly the same.
96. Okay. I've taken September Run 1 out here with 2, 3, 5 and 7 in the second leg, 1, 3, 11, 17 in the third, and we come home with 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. That's 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10. Just repeating, September run 1 out, number 14, with 2, 3, 5, 7, with 1, 3, 11, 17, with 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10.
Good luck, Tags.
Sportsbet market.
On your whitey.
3 minutes away from Flemington.
duck,
in the new
winner.
market. What's it telling us? Money just continuing to plough in for September run?
Yeah.
No, absolutely
No,
not.
there's no money.
No
Go
money
top
for
side if
September
you're going to
run
back
at
it.
all. September run is drifting now out to $2.70.
What does that mean?
The money's coming for imaging.
Means back it.
$19 into $8.
That's the stable, mate.
Which is a little bit weird, but money's coming for imaging. That's the mover here. $18 into $8. Brooklyn Hustle, some good support into $15. Celebrity Queen drifting, 12s out to 16. Prague, pretty solid around the $20 quote. Flit, Simon O'Donnell, 23 into 20 off the back of your wise words. Indian Pacific on the quick backup at $26.34 into 26. Elite Street, it's 34 into $27. The rest gets a lot trickier. Halvorsen continues to drift out to $151. At the top of the market, though, September run now, $2.80. Swats that, real solid, $7.50. Imaging, $8.50. Serious Suspect, $15. This is starting to look a bit open, or are you just getting a better price about September run?
Tags, talk to us. How do you think this race is going to play out?
Mate, I'm all over September run.
Yeah, I know.
Like if the Lightning was 1,200, she wins that. Mm-hmm. The form's held up too with Nature Strip.
Yep.
Wow. Don't know. I've just taken a top total. I've got $3 on the exchange. I'm more than happy. I've had a mozza on it. I think she's the best horse in the race.
Well, she's the best horse in the race.
Loves the Flemington Straight.
Won a Coolmore, won exceptionally well, and there was at the Poseidon Stakes. She won the start before the Coolmore. It was the fastest of the day, and then went to that Coolmore and beat.
All right. We probably know Odeon should have probably nearly won. And, and the knock on her was her first time in open company, right, as a 3-year-old filly. This 3-year-old filly, right, she's had a run in open company. That's why she's down in the weights, can get the job done. Understand why Caesar's a little bit narky with us too, because he's an Adelaide boy and he wanted to listen. Yeah. And he's on track too, so it even makes it a double whammy. He actually knows what the race was on. So anyway.
Sorry, Caesar.
Sorry, Caesar. Jump into a salad.
I think 270 is a great price about September run. Tags. But one who I think can run a race at a nice price is Brooklyn Hustle.
Yes, Caesar's with it too.
Flashed home in the Oakley Plate. Another 50, 100 metres, I dare say, would just about be winning the thing. I think it's over the odds. I've got September run going for $1,500 for the Punters Club with the multi we had with She's the Boss. So we don't need to have another bet, except for I'm just going to have $100 on Brooklyn Hustle as well. So effectively, we've got Brooklyn Hustle or September run wins $1,500 coming back in the kick for the Punters Club.
All right, minute away. They're loading into the gates, the new market.
Just getting to Dave's text. Homesman's going to have a little angel on his back today, of course, with passing Michael Gadinsky, and he part owns, of course, Homesman. So we do wish him the best. You like it too, don't you, Scoob? Homesman?
It's my bet of the day.
Okay.
Bet of the day.
All right, new market.
Tony Brassel going with Dallasan third selection.
Yeah, Dallasan.
Strange one. No, Dally.
Yeah, a little saver on Dallasan's coup.
Pardon?
Were we on air when we were talking about Dallasan?
Yes. That's what we generally talk about those things while we're on air.
Well, we don't. I forgot we.
Well, you and Tags do some of your best work on the odds couple in the commercial breaks. Give us nothing when we come back.
Big field down the straight. Chances of interference? No, there's still a lot of interference. You can still get held up. And
Flits in.
all right.
Go on the flitter.
Yeah. Can always get, because don't forget now, they all want to be coming to the crown of the track, if not further down the grandstand rail. So they're only going to be using half the track here, so it can become a bottleneck as well. So with 17 runners, you may see a few unlucky hard luck stories.
What's your best result in a new market?
I can't remember, mate.
That's pretty big.
Don't write them down unless I win them.
Oh, so what's that being a little bit straight in?
Oh, Rude Boy. Oh, no,
Here we go.
last week.
Oh, you got to love the sport.
And away in the new market.
Racing. Time on a new market.
Now, who's going to bustle for position? This
All
would
right.
be a caller's nightmare for old Matty Hill, but he does it so well.
All right. So as you say, they're all coming across. Have a look at the majority of them. September runs there.
Mate.
Gunners track up stand out.
Plenty of them coming across. Now, September runs just noticed, hang on, I might get stuck in a bit of trouble here.
Exactly right. So Willow will have to go back to the inside, but he's got that. So they come down in 2 orders. There's only 4 racing on the flat stand side. This is great old Flemington racing back in the 90s and the 80s.
Indian Pacific taking them through at tags.
Yeah, Imaging's there too. Indian Pacific, we're Serious Suspect. That's on the outside, isn't it? All right.
Okay, September
runs peeled out. Come on, Willow. You're probably not on the best part, but you're on the best horse. Oh, come on. What are you doing? You're on a bit of a flat spot. He is too. Come on,
Looks
September.
a little flat
What
here.
are you doing?
Still Indian Pacific.
Yeah.
It's anyone's race. This is what we're talking about. Still Indian Pacific.
Hustle can't get a run. September Run can't win.
She can't win.
Brooklyn Hustle nowhere to go.
Brooklyn Hustle is...
Oh, no, Zatori's going to get there.
Zatori's going to win
You're
it.
kidding me. Well, he deserves it.
And that is a huge win. Zatori, the toppy around 20s. Lukey Curry gets a job. Indian Pacific, AAMI's boy. They all came from the inside of the track.
Yeah.
The 3 that
came
finished
back out. Yeah.
1, 2 and 3.
There was a bit of dodgem cars on the outside. And they all
as you
sort
say,
of
it becomes a
bundled
bottleneck.
each other. Brooklyn Hustle certainly was... in all sorts of that, copped absolutely no run at all. But you're right, they've all come from the inside. Zutori, Lukey Curry wins another one. Indian Pacific was a sniff there on the quick back. Amish boy always runs a good race.
Yeah.
September Run, yes, it drifted. What was she in season? Was that the reason? I don't know.
She didn't trial.
She ran like it.
Didn't trial at all well 10 days ago, and Craig Williams.
Just like that, we're out of the quaddie.
Mate, how do you
look at this?
get home and run over the top of them in a lightning stage?
Look at Brooklyn Hustle here on the head.
Nowhere to go.
It's idling. There's plenty of horse and just absolutely nowhere to go. Finally out, and it's too late. Oh,
Big win. Lukey Curry wins another Group 1. 1, 12 and 16 the numbers. Zatori, $22 top tote. Indian Pacific, quick backup, led, put the pace into the race and nearly got the job done at AAMI's point. That is going to be a hell of a trifecta, and we spoke about it pre-race. If September Run didn't bring her best, this was going to be very open, and it's been proven with that exact situation. We're going to get to a break. Plenty more on the other side of this.
Waking you up every morning. Breakfast with Gary Lyon and Tim Watson. Weekdays from 6 on your home of sport, 1116 SEN.
The all-new Canon dual cab ute is on display at Essendon GWM Haval, featuring 8-speed auto diesel motor, alloy wheels and a 9-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay. All from just $33,990 drive away, including a 7-year GWM warranty and 5 years cap servicing. There's easy finance, and don't forget the instant asset write-off is available. T's and C's apply. Essendon GWM Haval, 600 Mount Alexander Road. Call 90 80 11 11. LMCT 10092.
Hungry Jacks NBL 21. Expect superstars. Expect fierce rivalries. And expect non-stop entertainment.
Golding, the take, the shoot, the 3!
Get ready for the big show.
The NBL Cup is heating up in Melbourne. All 9 teams, 36 action-packed games, one winner of the inaugural NBL Cup trophy. On now. All game days are double headers. GA tickets are only $10 plus booking fee. The NBL Cup. Get $10 GA tickets now at nblcup.com.au.
Dream Street are giving you the chance to win dream seats to your favourite sporting events every month. All you need to do to enter is head to iCanWin.com.au and tell us all about your sporting dreams. All thanks to Dream Street. Must be 18 or older to enter.
Now at Harvey Norman, get great home entertainment offers. JBL Party Box on the go portable speaker, $455, save $120. Sonos 5 multi-room speaker, $645, save $100. Samsung 65-inch QLED smart TV, $1,440, save $255. Big screen Hisense 75-inch S8 TV, $1,695, save $300. More great offers in store at Harvey Norman.
Stride by stride, she's a mighty filly.
This is Rob Slade from Slade Bloodstock. Join the all-conquering Ma Eustace stable in an outstanding Zoostar colt. The stable are taking racing by storm. The colt is Magic Millions and Bob's, an ideal colt for the $2 million Magic Millions 2-year-old classic. 5%, $8,950. Finance available. Buy a share yourself or form a syndicate of friends. It's that easy. Contact me now on 0417 036 865 or go to sladebloodstock.com.au.
AFS 226373.
Winners Bet. Remember the name. One of Australia's only fully Aussie-owned local bookie in Melbourne, and they're up for all things racing. Up for a tote. Win and get the highest payout across the 3 national tab totes for all win bets on Australian gallops. And they'll pay out on both winners if your horse loses in a protest during any Australian gallop or harness. Support your local Winners Bet. Log in on winnersbet.com.au. Gamble responsibly.
Leading recruitment agency Cornerstone HR is looking for assembly and production workers for a large manufacturing company in Dandenong South. There's currently 50 positions to be filled. To become part of the team, apply now. cornerstonehr.com.au.
Hi there, business owners. Coach Nick here. Becoming a better business owner should be the aim for everybody who runs a business. Because if you're not thinking about it, your competition is. If it's been on your mind for a while and you're ready to have an expert guide you and your leadership team to help grow your small to medium-sized business, go to coachnick.com.au. Your first consultation is free and it might just change your business forever. Visit coachnick.com.au. coachnick.com.au.
Trackside, your daily fix on all things racing. All the results, all the news, all the form.
Live daily on SEN Track.
Heads up, punters. Sky Racing is now available on Sportsbet. Watch racing live on the app or website. See sportsbet.com.au for details. Conditions apply. Gamble responsibly.
You're listening to Trackside.
Right around Australia, the first Group 1 of the day, done and dusted. Tutori, the top here, 20s. Lukey Curry for Allerton and Zara.
One thing for sure, though, it is... Some people love it, some people hate it. The Newmarket is feeding them spectacle down the track.
Great race. And it looked like, it was, as I said throughout the call, it was like the old 80s and 90s race.
Yeah, you did.
And the flat side come over and won. I don't know why they're blaming Craig Williams, but he's right. He was where the winners were.
I thought it was pretty
You're only as good as the horse that you're on.
Yeah.
Oh, please. You'd be, if you were on Brooklyn Hustle, you'd be going, oh, my God, what was he doing there? Yes.
All right. Has Fitzmagic got something here at Morfordville in 3 minutes' time?
I'm going to have a go on the 3 here at the Gold Coast.
Oh, hello.
Merlin's Magic at $6.50. You can have $100 on that, see if I can turn the ship around after a...
Tony.
Merlin's Magic. Should
Merlin's
we
Magic.
make another Big Brother gag like we did last time he went around?
Yep.
Jimmy's saying I've been awful today. How many winners you tip, Jimmy?
God.
Last 3 weeks have been a fill-up, haven't they?
Oh, hang on a second. Jimmy from Kyneton, that's not It's not far from where
Amazing.
Scoobleys might be a neighbour.
Yeah.
Where are you? You Kilmore or Kyneton?
You know who's brought us a bad luck?
Kilmore and Kyneton are nowhere near each other, Ken.
Are they nowhere near each other? Hey, Kilmore and Kyneton nowhere near each other?
Are only 20 minutes apart.
Yeah, not far apart at all.
They're not close.
We're the Paris in
Hang on.
that area.
It's only 20 minutes apart. Oh, they're not close.
Kilmore and Kyneton
In
are
that
20
In
minutes.
that part, mate, you went...
No, Scoob would have known, mate.
Oh, I'd say it's a bit more than 20. But
It might be 30. Would end 30.
by the letter of the law, I've got you.
The letter of the law. Where's Merlin?
You know the country boy, an hour's up the road for him,
I'm
mate.
from those parts, mate. Up north of Kilmore. Little Tallarook.
Things are crook.
Yeah, things are crook
Pub's
in
going
Tallarook.
good. Tallarook.
Yeah, it is.
I like the pub.
Yeah. Haven't been there in a while. Need to get back there.
Where are you sitting here, Paddy?
Oh, Merlin is sitting. I thought that was me sitting, I think at the rear. They're going quiet too, but the beauty of the Gold Coast tags is they can win from the rear of the field.
Now they can.
There's an exception to the rule, isn't there? Go Darcy, leads them out.
Usually, mate, don't forget, you're on a soft 5, so it's a rain affected that a little bit, but, mate, letter of the law, rounding the turn, you want to be in the first half on the Gold Coast,
Well, there's
mate.
some horse under me here, but we're going to need to...
Well, he's going to ride it for luck.
We are. It opens up a little bit on the Goldie, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Merlin.
Come on, Merlin.
Where's the magic Merlin?
Well, he's got a chance.
Come on, Merlin. Come on, Merlin.
Just got to go through that little gate. It's there.
Where's the wizard?
Come on, Merlin.
Where is the wizard?
What?
Little stumble. No,
Come on,
that's where
Merlin.
you're going. No, I can't
What
win.
a whimpet.
No, look
A
at
whimpet.
Ray's off to the races. Here comes one right out wide from last.
That was
crap.
crap.
I'm going on the first 3.
All right, let's get to Morfordville. Fitzmagic got one for us.
Jeff's been in good form.
Tell me if
He's
Fitzy's got one
tipping
for
Manor
us,
King the place. It's $23. Yeah, Manor King. It's $23.
Has Fitzy got one for us or not as well?
I'll have a look while you discuss.
What's the market tell us for Sportsbet?
Good support for the 6, Born to Play under Barron, 250 into 215.
Number 4 he's with.
He's with Annika. It's drifting, 245 out to 280. On Huxtable train, Jess Eaton rides.
Yep.
On you, Johan. Great to hear from
Don't
you.
write off impossible action in this race in Adelaide.
Oh, okay.
$8 out to 13s. Better be quick. I'm with you. I'm 50 on.
Oh.
For the
50 on the action.
Yeah, 50 on the action. I want to get on it. Get in on it.
Yeah, good on you. Good on you.
We're going to go forward.
Yep. Yep. We're going to hold our position. We're going to use our barrier. We're jumping out of 4, and we're just going to use our barrier. But we don't, we just want to be in the first 6. But we don't want to be dropping back in that second half of the field, Paddy.
Yeah, no need to.
And we've done that too many times before, and it's brought us undone. We've had bad luck, but, we want to just be up there today.
Be up there.
What's kilometre
We've been
on?
all right at Morpheville. You've got to be up there on
What's your
pace.
mate kilometre on?
Miles? No, okay. What did I say? The 4.
You start calling him nautical soon.
Yeah.
He's just got that.
Kilometre.
2 hours of
we
calling
haven't used that
kilometre.
barrier at all.
2 hours.
What number are you?
We've missed the jump. In the jolly colours, we've missed the jump.
And to push it up here.
We've
What's
missed
that?
the jump, mate.
Oh, we didn't want to do that.
Cactus. We did not use our barrier at all.
Oh, well, there you go.
We've done a bit of
All
work.
right, load and go in front.
Oh, we're sitting in on the rail there, aren't we? No, we're all right. We're
Squeezed it up.
we're
Got it
fifth.
right.
Yeah, but we've missed it.
Annika out 3
Sitting
deep
fifth,
on
man.
the blows.
One out, he just wanted to get one off the rail, so didn't get behind slow horses. What's this, mate? Just what's this? See him have a look over his shoulder there, Gaddy?
Who's Gaddy?
Just to make sure he had time to get out. Woo, Gaddy. Don't go past him yet. Woo, Gaddy, woo.
Come on, Gaddy.
Look at this. Gaddy coming into the race here. Look at this. Actually, the horse is smiling. Look.
Hooray on the 2.
That's unbelievable.
Come on, Gaddy.
It's smiling, the horse.
All right, the lead
Let down impossible.
Yellow sleeves down the outside. Look at this. Come on, Gaddy.
All right, the
Come on,
lead-
Gaddy.
the
Look
race
at that
kick.
now, Gaddy. Come on, Gaddy.
There's one out after it.
Come on,
It's tracked
come
it
on,
up
Gaddy.
all the
Come on,
way.
Gaddy.
Come on, Gaddy wants it.
No,
it's not going to get these
man.
leaders.
Why do they race at this joint when it just jump, lead and win?
I'll tell you
Seriously,
why. 'Cause
Why?
it's
Why
at-
run there?
It's Adelaide Cup on Monday. They want the track to be
Mate,
in good
what-
condition.
Well, go to Murray Bridge or somewhere.
Yeah, not a bad
It's just
idea.
ridiculous.
Each way money. We're going to each way money.
You just got to find the
Gaddy.
leader and that's it.
He wasn't smiling.
Like,
quite
we
as
want to
much
play,
as
had the
Ben,
box
was he?
seat, come off its back to win and couldn't get there.
Let's find the leader then in the next race.
Ridiculous, but nothing makes
Well,
ground.
do your homework and find the leader
Yeah,
in the
but
next
it's-
race, and we'll get a winner. Then we'll
1,
think it's
6,
the
and
best
2 are the
bucks
numbers.
ever.
We're going to squeeze a breakaway. Race 6 at Randwick,
Where
6
was,
minutes.
how did
Hang on, we're
kilometre
gonna
go
have
there?
a go at Eden.
No,
You can have a go.
They're the favourite.
Set out 3 deep on
Avid
pace.
General.
Favourite?
150 on.
Let's cheer it home in the ad break. Back with plenty more next.
Dwayne's World with Dwayne Russell.
The bottom line is, whatever Michael Christian does with this, it's the template for the season. So if Zach Williams gets a week, anybody else who does exactly the same thing for the rest of the season has to get a week for consistency. If Zach Williams gets off and a fine, then anybody else who does the same for the rest of the season has to get a fine. So it's a big call for Chriso, because this is setting the bar for the rest of the season. Join me on Monday with plenty of your calls on Midday Madness. You call, you get on.
As part of Victoria's big build, we're upgrading the Sunbury line. Major track, power and station platform upgrades will allow bigger, more modern trains to run on the line. As we bring the pieces together, buses replace trains between Flagstaff, North Melbourne and Sunbury at various times from the 26th of February to the 10th of March. Find out if you're affected at bigbuild.vic.gov.au. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Soldiers means no one left behind at the table. Soldiers means feeling fresh with rice paper rolls from Rolled Vietnamese. For a limited time only, enjoy 4 rolled soldiers for just $12.50 or 8 for only $24.50. Soldiers, the ones of the front lines. Feeling fresh value deals. That's how we roll. Rolled fast, fresh Vietnamese. Order yours today in store or via the meals deals section on rolled.com.au.
2020 was tough. We weren't where we wanted to be, but you gave it your all, and I'm proud of every single one of you. And now we're back at the G, and it's a new year. So it's time to get in there and get comfy. Settle into the best seats, enjoy that awesome view, and grab a mini meat pie. Give your colleagues and clients something to cheer about. Step back into greatness and lock in your MCG premium experience this AFL season at mcg.org.au/premium.
Soldiers means no one left behind at the table. Soldiers means feeling fresh with rice paper rolls from rolled Vietnamese. For a limited time only, enjoy 4 rolled soldiers for just $12.50 or 8 for only $24.50. Soldiers, the ones of the front lines. Feeling fresh value deals. That's how we roll. Rolled, fast, fresh Vietnamese. Order yours today in store or via the meals deals section on rolled.com.au.
Business owners, grow your business with Timelio's fast, flexible funding. Why? Because Timelio knows that just like our passions and early ideas, your business just needs a little support to grow. Timelio's helping growing businesses by paying your customer invoices early. Timelio's quick and easy online application means you get paid faster with access to funds within 24 hours of approval. Money today, growth tomorrow. Timelio, a better way to finance. timelio.com.au.
Last year, he turned 130k into 500 grand for punters. Inside Track Club with Troy Little is back. With Inside Track Club, you're part of an exclusive punting group with Australia's best greyhound punter. Join Troy Little in live chat and video analysis for every greyhound race each Thursday and Saturday nights. SEN Inside Track Club. Join now. Book for one session and try it out, or get early bird deals and jump on board the year. sen.com.au/SEN Track.
Club banter, terms, fees and conditions apply. Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.
Hidden Gems of Melbourne. Prince Wine Store in Bank Street, South Melbourne. Wine Enthusiast magazine just voted Prince Wine Store in the top 10 icon wine stores of the world. The only store in the Southern Hemisphere to be chosen. Up to 4,000 wine lines. All wine regions of the world from $10 to $10,000. You'll find the perfect wine at Prince Wine Store. Bringing Melburnians the greatest wine in the world. Delivering Australia-wide. princewinestore.com.au.
You're listening to Trackside.
I'll tell you what, I think I'll be getting pretty close to that 26 footers, but too easy. We get the chocolates at Eden.
Too easy.
We get the chockies at Eden. We almost went through the running rail on the outside there on the fence. We're in.
It's a tough
Spectators had to shoo the horse back onto the track, but it got there.
Yeah, they had to throw a pipe.
Tag said in the air break, you're going to win unless you run through the outside running rail.
And it was true. 7, 1 and 4, the numbers I didn't know. Now race 6 at Randwick. Sports bet market for us. Talk to us, Paddy.
Oh.
Do we lay the favourite?
There's one at value here. Well, back seasons. $51 into $16 tags. Emanate, the favourite. We opened $1.60 out to $2. Fiesta, $5.50.
Didn't deserve to be on.
Well, pretty solid around the $5.50. Touch $4.80 at Fiesta, but back out to $5.59. Gen Rules, Andrew Adkins back in the saddle after a long layoff as well. I know he's back a week and a half ago, but $16 into $8.50. Vulpine, $19 into $13. Evelina, tag $34 into $16. Nice go. But the big mover is number 4, Seasons, $51 into $18. David Tuggett.
Yeah, I'm thinking of laying Emanate here. It was, as you say, when I was doing the form, I didn't think she deserved to be odds on in this. This is her toughest assignment. You're up against some group horses, and she's just going through the grades. Wins have been on wet tracks as well. I know the good track forms are all right. Yeah, I don't know. I'm prepared to take her on.
Take her on?
I don't know with who, but I'm thinking of laying her. We'll see how my day goes. If she wins, I'm having a bad day. Jimmy's saying you're only as good as your last game. Well, that's incorrect.
What have you been able to find, Scoob?
I'm just having a little bit each way on Vulpine, the bottom weight.
All right, I've had a each way on the toppy, actually. Positive piece.
Yeah, all right, let's lay this favourite here.
You're laying the fave.
Yeah, I'm going to lay
First
it.
leg of the quaddie.
Yeah. If she's into even money now, I can lay.
All right.
I'll lay it for 150.
I'm going to back this Seasons. Just something small in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ronnie's with me. He's taking a box exacta, Ronnie. 1, 2, 4, 6.
We're going to have 50
So he's left the fave out. Yeah, good man, Ronnie.
Here we go.
Smart
Almost
man.
all ready to go. Goss to join us on the other side of this. The second of Bunbury on Bunbury Cup Day, of course. We're on SEN Spirit. Hello to you. You're listening to that beautiful part of the world, racing at
A lot of
Randwick.
people alone the fave. So anyway, all right.
Well, we're on seasons.
Can Rachel King butcher this one? Well, if she did butcher that one that people can't. All right. Now she's going to go and try and lob outside the leader.
I'll tell you what, Seasons is in a nice spot.
Tis the season to be jolly as well.
We're just gonna
She's
track
tracking
up
up
the
Emanate,
leader.
yeah.
I don't mind it.
So you got Volpine in front. All right. Is that going to lead us right into the race? Someone off the text saying Andrew Atkins only right. It's probably because he only could get one right. He's just come back, last week, hadn't he?
Last Wednesday.
From that horrific forewind. Bowman put him on the deck. All right.
Okay, talk us through it, Tags. Volpine leads us. Emanate on the outside.
Not going they're going all right.
Positive
Typical
pace. And my little pony Seasons there is going to track up the fave.
Yeah. All right. So Emanate's a fit horse. That's the thing. But as she got...
Come on, Seasons.
All right, Volpine's giving a kick.
Want it, Seasons.
Yeah, want it. The head's up. She's out chasing. Can she get there now? Volpine's giving a kick here.
Come on, Seasons.
Emanate's... Yeah.
Seasons, have a
Volpine's
lunge.
kick.
Come on,
the
Seasons.
lay's gone down. Seasons has run second. You get $50 in bonus bets back,
Right,
but the lay goes down.
Well done, Simon.
Let's play some music for the lay of the day.
So how about we play for Scoob?
And Scooby's winner too. Benny, that's another $50 for the National Jockeys Trust. Well done, Scooby-Doo. $13.
Oh, no.
You just got to be patient when it comes to Scoob six.
Jeez, remarkable.
Well done, Simon. That was very good.
He's a ripper.
Well
You
done.
know the best thing about that whole situation? That while Scoob sat there and a $14 pop gets up, I knew Tags was going to make it all about him.
And I didn't know Scoob. Sorry, Scoob. I did, well done, mate. And guess what?
Play some music for the lay of the day.
Now, I love Robbie Doolan. He give it loads after the line. He gave it loads, young Robbie Doolan, who's come out of his time.
Oh, remarkable.
And the young Irishman, he give it loads. And he saluted for the photo.
They grabbed it. Very good, Simon.
Let's see if I can just take a page out of Tags' workbook. Who was that Muppet that was on him earlier?
Yeah, Benny from WA. There you go.
Whoever he was.
Yeah, another 50, Benny.
Now,
a couple of those blokes can go start digging their own hole, eh?
a man who will not be surprised by the fact that Tags made that all about himself, even though Scoob got a $14 winner, is our man Tim Gossage, who's in Bunbury right now. The second is 4 minutes away on Bunbury Cup Day. Goss, you're able to tip it. I think you ran third, the one you half tipped in the first. A few of the listeners very appreciative of that.
Yeah, thanks for taking notice. No, I finished second.
I didn't win.
I paid $4 a place, so I'm pretty happy. Hey, boys, let me tell you, this is amazing here at this racetrack at the moment. Absolutely packed. 4 minutes to go, race 2. Lindsay Smith puts the polish on the top weight late into London. It is the favourite. It's got the best form in the race. It's had 6 starts on the track for a win and 4 placings. And there's a bit of money around for the 3 pink and grey. But the male, for me, it's one of my best bets. One of my best bets out of the Lindsay Smith yard is number 1, Ladies of London. In the next here for Maccas, of course, thanks to the wonderful team at Maccas Southwest to continue to support the Southwest community right here. And we are simulcast on SEN Spirit throughout the Southwest today, and they're hearing everything you'd like to say about
Wonderful.
the neck of the woods.
That's why we had to have that heart out, mate, so you guys can join us.
Oh, good on you. Nice radio talk there, Dad. Good stuff.
Yeah, leave it to the professionals, please, David.
Okay.
Thank you, Goss. All thanks to Maccas Southwest. Of course, we are in SEN Spirit, where Goss and Nay do the breakfast show each and every morning.
Yes.
You can get it through the app if you're not in the Bunbury area. From Goss, with Bunbury 3 minutes away, let's squeeze in our other most co-important main man of the day.
Just quickly, we are on Ladies of London for the Punters Club. We're going to have 250 on it.
All right.
All right.
Where's
Beautifully
Chris
done. Hang on. Here's Chriso.
A Racing Queensland update with Chris Nelson. Queensland is your place to race this year.
It took the entire length of the straight, mate, but it got there in the previous.
It did, yep, certainly did, but that's all that matters. Fortunately for us, they don't pay on the margins. Now, race number 5, one each way here. Number 1, Cosmic Gossip. I thought was a good run at Eagle Farm a couple of weeks ago behind Tycoon Evie, who led all the way and was able to set a pretty soft tempo that day and sprint away from him in the straight. This was the one that made ground, Cosmic Gossip. So each way, I think it's a good bet in what looks an open race, number 1.
Beautifully done. Thank you, Chrissy. How's your afternoon going, mate? All good?
Not too bad, no complaints. Been trying to do a few things around home whilst watching a couple of races, some exciting racing, but can't complain.
What's your setup like at home? Are you able to have the main TV on the races? It's a 100-inch TV screen he's got, but does he get that or someone else in the house have it for today? And
No. See, I've got an office here with the Foxtel and all that in there, so that's the perfect setup. So come in here, watch a few on there, watch a few on the tablet if I'm outside, and when I can get a good connection, that is, and have a swim in between races. How's that?
Have you seen
much money? No.
You seen his house tags?
That's one thing I haven't got.
5 stories. It's a joint to the Gabba. It's literally joined to the Gabba. There's a lift at the top, and then he just goes into the lift.
The lift actually pours you a drink as you're going up. Wow. Unbelievable. Private lift that pours you a drink on the way up. Gin and tonic.
Tell you what.
And then he's got a robot that when the lift door is open, it puts your slippers down there. You just put your feet straight in your slippers.
This escalated.
The dog gets you the paper.
Thank you, Chris. So good luck in the next at Eagle Farm. Only moments away, of course, all thanks to Queensland.
The dog to throw the paper up to the 5th floor.
Queensland is racing, and the action continues this week at Doom and the Gold Coast and the Sunny Coast. All right, Bunbury.
Shawnee's like the Yule camp here. Kyra must be riding it. Goss is not tipping it, though.
Bunbury,
Ladies of London.
Nice little
hello
checks
to all
here for
our
you,
WA listeners.
Hey, death taxes and Scoop saluting with double-figure winners. Happens all the time.
And your best coming up, Homesman.
Phil wants to know, what did I do before SEN? I was a jockey, Phil. Rode close to 20 years.
Still never bet the bloke who called up asking how much you weigh.
Was a little gap in the middle there somewhere, wasn't there?
A little gap? You mean 2 decades?
and you won't believe it. SEN Track's birthday is on the anniversary of my fall.
Oh, no.
You wouldn't believe it, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
14 years going on in March 27, and we celebrate our first birthday.
What are we doing?
I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
What are we doing for it?
We'll
the Rubbity Grub, mate.
The what?
The Rubbity Grub. The pub.
Oh.
The drip tray?
Thought that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, what about this Muppet? The drip tray.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
Yeah, the drip tray, and he goes, what?
Osborne manager AAMI actually wasn't happy about that.
Drip tray. Normal answer.
Yeah, I know.
Did you see the?
That would have catered to a few listeners, I reckon, this morning. So that's fine.
Did you see the free T-shirt?
Racing.
See the free T-shirt the tags had on during the week?
What?
Yeah, I think it was a Thailand T-shirt he slipped on Thursday.
I commented. You got a good souvenir in Thailand. Came back with something good.
10 visits. Where are we? Whereabouts are you? In front
We're
here?
leading. We're leading here, ladies of London. Now, if we've been trained well by Lindsay Smith, we should win.
If we've been trained well by Lindsay Smith, we should.
You know what? He's just walked out. Dave's left. For people watching on the stream, they'll know this. He's walked out and high-fived the producer, Tomo, for making his first ever funny gag. Come on, let it down.
Let it down.
It's got the Lindsay Smith polish on it.
It does. Slip the rain. Slip the rain. Come on. Come on. Come on, ladies.
Let me know.
London.
Just let me know when to play the music.
Press the button right now.
You want to play it?
Come on.
I'm playing it.
Woo!
You're simply the best.
Give it a little. Nice big crowd at Bunbury, as it was pointed out by Goss. 5,000 capacity today, and they're all cheered home. Ladies of London in the second. Tipped by Goss. There was a money horse. Paddy and the Punters Club followed them in, boots and all.
250 on.
Woo!
Punters Club have 2,300 in the can at the moment. We took a big hit with the new market. I was sort of half penciling in a bit of a payday coming in there, but alas, we push on as we hit the final 2 hours of the day. And we've got a little bit of play money.
Big win. All right, this is how the next couple of minutes are going to play out, because we are going to miss Eagle Farm. We got a hard out.
Who was Chrissy Nelson on?
Chrissy Nelson, as I open it up, was having a little zing at Scoop.
Well, I'm going to back the 6. Abracadazzle.
Yeah, no, I Chrissy was...
Abracadazzle for me, the 6, 550 into 420. Going to have $180 on Abracadazzle.
Chrissy.
Now,
wasn't he on Abracadazzle?
I think it is Yeah, it was.
Or Bold Executive?
No, I think it was. It was the favourite that Paddy's followed him into. Now, just quickly, Race 5 at Eagle Farm, we are going to miss. Little hard out. If you're listening to us on 11:16 SEN right now, you're going to be heading to the Hawks and the Roos on the other side of the break and the Cats and the Bombers tonight. If you're listening to SEN Track, make sure you get in and listen to us on the radio. If you're via the SEN Track app, don't go anywhere. The 11:16 SEN listeners are about to head to the AAMI Community Series. If you are in Melbourne, 15:93 a.m. If you want to continue SEN Track as we head towards still, of course, the 2 Group 1s in Sydney. And the Australian Cup still to come at Flemington as well. Right around Australia, to keep in contact at SEN_track. Socials, get involved via text 0499 736 736. Up next at 11:16 SEN in Melbourne, the Hawks and the Roos, and the Cats and the Bombers. Everyone else, stay right there. If you're in Melbourne, you want us, 1593.
Breakfast with Gary Lyon and Tim Watson.
Whoever moves first, it's either play on if the guy with the ball moves first, or it's a 50-metre penalty if the guy on the mark moves first. They'll have to bend and let the guy on the mark move a little bit, otherwise it's not going to work. So if they don't do that, the grandstands are going to fall down at the MCG when these 50-metre penalties are obeyed.
We're back racing strong. Visit country.racing.com.
Back Monday from 6.
We are Victorians. We know fire.
We know bushfires can be devastating, that they change direction in seconds and move faster than anyone can run.
But extreme fire danger days are rare. So before you travel, check the fire danger rating.
And if it's extreme or above, don't travel to those areas.
If you're already there, leave. How well do you know fire?
Plan, act, survive.
Go to emergency.vic.gov.au. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
G'day, Doug the tradie here. The right insurance is the safety gear you need on every job site. With IMAR, you'll get the cover you need, like public liability, tools and personal accident and illness quickly. And for a limited time, save up to $120 when you buy all 3 online. Save some quick bucks in a few simple steps. Head to imar.com.au and get a quote, get covered, get working.
Now the trade is mate. That's IMAR.
The way Australian businesses access business NBN fibre has changed for good. With our fastest ever wholesale symmetrical speeds and a wide choice of providers, we're making business fibre more accessible in more locations than ever to improve high-speed connectivity right across Australia. To find out more, search Business NBN Fibre today.
Soldiers means no one left behind at the table. Soldiers means feeling fresh with rice paper rolls from rolled Vietnamese. For a limited time only, enjoy 4 rolled soldiers for just $12.50 or 8 for only $24.50. Soldiers, the ones of the front lines. Feeling fresh value deals. That's how we roll. Rolled, fast, fresh Vietnamese. Order yours today in store or via the meals deals section on rolled.com.au.
This radio station endorses the commercial radio codes of practice, which have been registered by the Australian Broadcasting Authority. The codes relate to taste and decency, accuracy and fairness in news and current affairs, advertising, Australian music content and complaints handling. Copies of the codes are available by contacting this radio station or Commercial Radio Australia on 02 9281 6577. If you feel a code of practice has been breached and you wish to register a complaint, your complaint should be made in writing. See the complaints section at sen.com.au.
If you suffer with aching, painful and swollen joints, an osteoarthritis assessment with one of our doctors at Australian Osteoarthritis Clinic could be the answer you're looking for. Australian Osteoarthritis Clinic offers many different treatment options for your aches and pains. Inquire about an assessment today. Australian Osteoarthritis Clinic, keeping you active every day. For more information, visit AustralianOsteoarthritisClinic.com or call 9270 8080.
I think he's stride by stride. She's a mighty filly.
This is Rob Slade from Slade Bloodstock. Join the all-conquering Ma Eustace stable in an outstanding Zoostar colt. The stable are taking racing by storm. The colt is Magic Millions and Bob's, an ideal colt for the $2 million Magic Millions 2-year-old classic. 5%, $8,950. Finance available. Buy a share yourself or form a syndicate of friends. It's that easy. Contact me now on 0417 036 865 or go to sladebloodstock.com.au. AFS 226 373.
Welcome to the 2021 AAMI Community Series.
Curls it into the pocket. Cameron wants it. Cameron gets it. Martin Jackson. Martin's got it. He scored. He shoots. It's the stuff of legend.
AFL Nation. For McDonald's. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe. Available 24/7.
And a very good afternoon. Welcome to Arden Street as the AAMI Community Series rolls on this afternoon. North Melbourne taking on Hawthorn, two sides that have undergone a fair bit of change over the summer months. Today we'll get an indication into how they're progressing towards their round one clash. This is AFL Nation for McDonald's, smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe, available 24/7. I'm Matthew Cox. A pleasure to have your company this afternoon. Alongside me for the call, he's watching on one of his former old sides. Campbell Brown joins us today. Welcome, Brownie.
Great to be here, Coxie. It's a stunning day for football. A little bit sunnier than we probably expected, but two developing young sides with a fair bit to play for today and in the future.
You mentioned the conditions. Absolutely superb here at Arden Street. A little bit of a swirly breeze, but the sunshine is out. The track looks good. It's a fantastic day to be at a boutique stadium, Brownie.
Yeah, never played a game at Arden Street, and it's great to have football back here. It's been a fair while, but the ground is in magnificent conditions. You'd think it'd slightly advantage the Kangaroos having know the ground and what they need to do here. But, I think that new coach, Dave Noble, will be looking to stamp his game plan, his structure, all those things that he's been talking about throughout the course of the pre-season. And there's been intra-club games, there's been a few games, but now we're starting to get into the real stuff and under pressure. That's where you want to see your players to produce.
So for North fans today, what are we looking for? Where are the silver linings that we're looking to see? Given last week they went down to St Kilda in that scratch match by 91 points, we could probably put that behind us, given it's just basically a run-around. It's a little more serious today. So what are we trying to identify that's different from the 2020 version of North Melbourne?
Well, there's no doubt there'll be spectators here that are seeing Jaden Stevenson, Artu Bosavalagi for the first time in the flesh. Connor Menachew's a good addition to this side. You don't want injuries. That's the first thing that you don't want. Or reports, which we saw on Thursday night to Zach Williams. But you want to try and stamp a little bit of authority, play the brand of football that they want to believe in and play. And some new rule changes that everyone is adjusting to as well. So trying to make sure you're not giving away those 50-metre penalties, which I still think will play a significant role in the first month of footy as everyone adjusts. But you need positives to sit on a Monday afternoon in the game review and have your senior coach and your coaching staff going through some structures you did well, things that you need to improve on, but importantly start to build a little bit of connectivity and confidence around a brand new footy season.
3 wins last season for them, finishing 17th on the ladder. They confirmed their leadership group yesterday, North Melbourne. Jack Zeeble will be at the helm once again for his 5th season as skipper, and he's undergone a bit of a positional change from what we briefly saw in the practice match last week. He looked very good across halfback.
Yeah, well, we've seen it. Sam Mitchell spent some time across halfback towards the back end of his career. Not that Jack is there yet, but he's always just been that raging bull around the contest in the middle of the ground. But I think it's more important in today's football than ever before that you add multiple strings to your bow. You're not just a one-trick pony. And it adds enormous flexibility to the coaching staff if they know that you can start you on the half-back flank. If you really need a clearance, well, you can throw Jack in the middle. Guys that can play multiple positions, it's so handy in the modern game. So, yeah, look, the Kangaroos, they didn't win a game after round 9 last year, so it's been a little while since they've sung the club song. Last week, they'd probably be a little bit disappointed with how the game went. So, best way to build belief is by getting a win in any form of the game.
Well, at least even to get a competitive score on the board and not get smashed like they did last week in St Kilda, because that doesn't fill a group full of confidence.
No, it doesn't. I think the realistic expectation for these two sides this year is bottom 4. Hawthorn have been a juggernaut over the last decade and a half. But you look at some of the names as I was preparing for this game. Frawley, 239 games out the door. Ben Stratton, the leadership, 200 games. Paul Piopolo, Ricky Henderson, Isaac Smith, and Tom Scully more recently. There's about 16 or 1700 games of experience, of leadership, of voice out on the field. They've performed in big moments, won premierships. There's also some injuries around a few key Hawks players leading into round one with Jack Gunston, the Peter Crimmins medalist, and Tom Mitchell's in doubt, Chad Wingard. So this is a very, very young side, and I think it opens some opportunities for Alistair Clarkson to see who's putting their hand up for round one. And the same can be said about the Kangaroos.
For Hawks, a lot of the commentary last year was around their game style. There wasn't a hell of a lot of fluidity in their game. They didn't seem to have the pace and the attacking that was tinkered with at various points. Is that what we're looking to try and see today, an indication of what the 2021 Hawks are going to look like?
Hard to win games of footy if you're not prepared to take the game on and kick goals. And that was the big thing. Apart from Jack Gunston up forward, I thought they were very impotent going forward. They didn't have that second big man that could stand up. And Tim O'Brien is really important. We don't know whether Jonathan Patton's going to be back playing footy at all this year. So there's guys that have been on the list for 5 years. Tim O'Brien's case, his 9th year. He's never kicked more than 19 goals in a season. A little bit inconsistent. He's good, he's very good. He's a great mark. He's a nice, reliable set shot on goal, but he needs to be bobbing up and hitting the scoreboard more often if the Hawks are to be competitive.
This is AFL Nation for McDonald's. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe, available 24/7. We've already had 2 games as part of the AAMI Community Series, and it's been fairly free-flowing, a lot of scoring.
To say the least.
Yes. But hasn't been a hell of a lot of pressure. Do you expect that to change come round one?
Come round one it will. I don't expect it to change for the remainder of the pre-season competition. Watching the games over the last couple of nights, I'm positive that the players think defence is the thing around the ground to keep the fans out and not the actual attacking the ball player and the pressure that we are accustomed to. Richmond can flick the switch when they need to, so that's no problem there. So can Collingwood. I thought that Carlton, while they were very, very good offensively, they need to probably work on the defensive side of their game. I think the Saints look pretty sharp as well. So 2 fantastic games of footy to kick off the pre-season competition, the AAMI Community Series. It always changes its name, doesn't it? It used to be the NAB Cup, didn't it? That's no more.
And it's not really a series anymore, given it's just a one
exactly.
one game, which coming to you this afternoon, it will be North Melbourne and Hawthorn live from Arden Street. Beautiful day of footy ahead. And, of course, Essendon taking on Geelong down at GMHBA Stadium a little later today as well. Just seen Finn McGuinness head down into the rooms too for the Hawks, so whether he might be a late withdrawal from this match. He was going down there with the physio, so we'll keep an eye on that to whether he reappears or whether he's just getting some extra strapping or whether he's putting the tracksuit on.
It's never ideal when a player can't get through the warm-up. I was actually at a engagement party last night with his mum and dad. Obviously Scotty, the 2-time premiership player with the Hawks, they weren't even sure at 8 o'clock last night if Finn was going to be playing. So Finn wasn't sure, so he got the late call-up this afternoon, and hopefully he can get back out there, because his run and carry, especially on a hot day like this, is going to be really important.
And he's one of those players, isn't he, that will bring a bit of excitement for Hawks fans, given they've had so much success over such a long period of time. Now he's starting to get the new generation coming through. Looking forward to seeing how Connor Downey performs today as well. A next generation academy product for the Hawks. He was highly touted at one point before the NAB League season got cancelled last season. So looking forward to seeing what he's going to be able to produce today from a Hawthorn perspective.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a wrap around the footy club. They've had a few little intra-clubs, which he's stood out with his cleanliness and hardness as well. So I was a little bit critical of the Hawks not playing more of Finn McGuinness last year. I thought the year that they were having, especially in the second half of the year, he would have been the perfect guy just to throw in there and play more than one game. But he's got another pre-season under his belt, and I'm sure there'll be ample opportunities this year.
And we're also looking forward to seeing Lachlan Bramble today as well. A last-minute pre-season supplemental selection yesterday for the Hawks. Previously with Williamstown, he was signed on to play with Box Hill for this season, but they've elevated him now into a rookie list position for the Hawks, who will be kicking it to the left-hand side of our broadcast position here at Arden Street this afternoon. This is AFL Nation for McCafe Barista Made Coffee, as we are about to get underway to continue the AAMI Community Series, the first time we get to see North Melbourne and Hawthorn in the flesh. It's the old-timers Goldstein and McAvoy that get us underway. A free kick immediately picked out, though, in the middle. And it'll be Stevenson who received the handball. Long ball inside 50. Just floats over the back of the contest, chasing after it. Larkey dished the handball off quickly to Turner, who puts it through for our first minor score of the match. So quick ball movement there from North, the first clearance.
Stevens starting to play up around the wing area, and I think Turner will be bitterly disappointed with that. That was a sitter by his standards. Cardinal sin by the Hawks to allow the ball over the back in defence.
Long kick straight up the corridor for the Hawks from the restart, but a good mark taken in the middle. And the North Melbourne will go inside 50 once again. Zerha, the target, just went up over the back of his head. Now releasing the pressure, Hardigan, one of the new recruits for the Hawks. Quick transition play into the middle. Again, a scrappy kick. Goldstein under pressure. Tries to drag it in. Can't release the handballs. In a bit of trouble. Ball spills free. Umpire hovering, letting it go. North will again surge forward. Inside 50. Mackay takes the mark. Walker takes the mark.
It was very good ball movement there by Luke Davies-Uniacke. He was the man that burst from the congestion, didn't just blaze away, lowered his eyes and hit a forward target inside the 450 for a set shot and goal here.
So Walker is from 45 metres out. Nice. He puts it through for the first. Good start for North Melbourne. They're 1-1-7. Hawks yet to go forward of centre on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts scoreboard. Positive signs in the opening couple of minutes for North Melbourne.
It certainly is. They've come out full of energy, and the Hawks just appear a little bit flat. The ball movement out of the back half, it was the right play for Hardwick to try and pull the trigger on that inside 45 kick, but he just missed the target. And if you're going to turn the ball over in that part of the ground, good opposition sides make you pay, and that's exactly what happened. Walker was terrific last year, the former Brisbane Lion. He bobbed up and kicked some important goals and provided plenty of contests up there in the forward line for the Kangaroos. And him and Nick Larkey can become a very, very dangerous duo.
So ball back in the middle. North by 7 points on AFL Nation for McCafe Barista Made Coffee. As that's a wobbly bounce to restart things, we'll get it recalled.
So Stevenson starting on ball. Todd Goldstein still getting the job done as the number one ruckman, fourth in the best and fairest last year. He's ageless.
McAvoy the tap down.
Oh, that's nice.
But it was Simpkin with the clean hands away, and North Melbourne going forward. Core, a new recruit for the Kangaroos. They work it by hand here. Thomas, quick ball inside 50, turned over. Hawthorn try and release it through Morrison. It's a risky kick under pressure. Warple is able to receive it on the half volley. Loops the handball long, and they've got a bit of a burst here. Quickly moving forward, Shields gives the handball to the running Brockman, who's still running. Will go inside 50, their first one here. Hawthorn floats over the back. Zeeble couldn't get the clean handball away. Ball close to the boundary line and rolls out of play.
That's better ball movement. Get the ball into the hands of some of the better users. Warple attacked it strongly right in front of us. They got some overlap run. Liam Shields with a looping handball, and Brockman showed a clean set of heels there. He's got some leg speed,
which is exactly what the Hawks will be looking for as they go again here. It's under pressure. There's Brockman again laying a great crunching tackle. The ball given off quickly to Shields. It's a centering ball, and it's held on the line by North. So they are able to stop that attacking play momentarily. It'll come straight back in. Hawthorn are just putting him under all sorts of pressure. Dylan Moore takes the mark. 45-degree angle, 45 metres from home.
It's another one of the young guys for the Hawks that have been there a number of years now. Played an important role a few years back when Box Hill won the unexpected VFL Premiership. And at that age now, that he needs to step up and make stronger contributions for the Hawks.
That kick and a land in the goal square. The fly not completed in the end. They're still going here. The crunching tackle applied by Thomas. The umpires picked out a free kick. It's going the way of Hawthorn. Just trying to work out who it was that got up real high there.
Yeah, it was Tim O'Brien. He has got a great leap on him. He got both hands to that ball and probably should have held on to the mark. It was a good, strong effort, but came to ground, and they're going to get one anyway here through a free kick.
Yeah, Brockman directly in front will put it through for Hawthorn's first.
Well, it's only early, but he's showing some nice signs, isn't he?
Certainly is.
Good defensive pressure in the forward line to lock the ball in with a strong tackle. Some good leg speed on the wing to create a forward 50 opportunity, and then just got to the feet of that contest when it went down and hit the ground after O'Brien couldn't mark it. He was the first man there and drew a free kick. Whether it was there or not, he gets paid the free kick and goes back and kicks the goal, and he's come to the bench for a well-deserved spell.
Modern day footy coming to the fore once again, particularly after the run though along the wing.
You wouldn't have got me off if I just kicked the goal. I'll give you the tip. Even if Buddy was coming back on, I said, hey.
I'm on a hot streak, leave me alone. Campbell Brown joining us as our expert comments here at Arden Street this afternoon. It's 117 North Melbourne leading Hawthorn 1 straight 6 thanks to Tyre Power, your premiership favourite for Toyo tyres.
Segler now in the ruck for the Hawks.
And a free kick will go the way of Warple, who's turned it over. Stevenson, so playing further up the ground than what we've seen him for Collingwood, has so far been impressive. Running into trouble though, Hayden. They still move it forward here. Davis Uniacke looping handball over the top to Turner, who sets sail again. This time he's too far to the left-hand side with the kick.
That was harder than his first shot on goal, but he missed the first one to the right and he missed that one over-corrected to the left, but he's looking dangerous up forward. Jarman Impey is his direct opponent and giving him a little bit too much leg room at the moment.
Hardwick playing on out of the defensive goal square, going straight up the corridor, searching for O'Brien's. Had a couple of looks at it, unable to bring it in. North have been able to have numbers around the fall of the footy. Core on this occasion gets the clearing kick. Under pressure, Tom Phillips. One of the fresh faces, thanks to rolled, fast, fresh Vietnamese coming across from Collingwood. Now in Hawks colours. High ball to the wing. Zeeble unable to bring it in. It'll be the Hawks through a chain of handballs. The releasing kick coming from Phillips again, following up his work. An intercept mark to North, who comes straight inboard. Goldstein wants to give the handball off immediately. They'll surge forward again. Oh, great mark. Taken by Jaith. He's just got up a little bit proppy from the marking contest, but it was a great passage of play from him. Now to Downey, centre wing broadcast side. His kick smothered by Davies Uniacke will get a ball in.
And that's where he's really developed his game, CJ. Those intercept marks in modern footy are becoming so crucial. They stop the offence in its tracks, and quite often when you take that mark, you've got men all over the place and you can turn it into forward 50 movement. So he's athletic and he's pretty good above his head.
Moore won the free kick, goes to Burgoyne. The Evergreen superstar dished it off quickly to Phillips. Inside 50 now for Hawthorn. Ball off hands. The umpire says a chopping of the arms. And it'll be a free kick the way of Hawthorn. And to take it out there will be Jacob Kaczynski.
Yep, he probably got drafted as a key defender. Been used a little bit more forward in the pre-season, kicked a few goals in the intra-club, but that was terrific ball movement. Straight back into the corridor, got some overlap run from Sean Burgoyne, and the whole forward 50 was open for Kaczynski to lead anywhere he wanted.
Yet to make his debut at senior level as well. Kazitsky comes in. Not a bad attempt. Just went across the face and through for a minor score for the Hawks.
He's got the leg speed, Kazitsky, to get some good separation from the key defenders. So there's a future for him up forward if he wants it.
North transitioning down the outer side of Arden Street. They're searching there for Larkey. Was unable to bring it in. Contested footy on the outer side. Phillips involved in the chain of handballs. They work it backwards. Burgoyne under pressure, got bumped off the footy as we release the handball. They go down along the boundary line. Good fist applied from Lockie Young. Puts the ball over the boundary line and out of play in front of the hill here at Arden Street, which has got a nice little crowd just gathering under the trees. It'd be a nice spot on a Saturday afternoon watching footy.
Absolutely. A few thousand people here at Arden Street, so it's a good turnout, and you can see what the Hawks are trying to do. If it wasn't for the drop mark over there on the halfback flank, they were going to bring it back into the corridor.
So from the restart, North use it by hand to get it to the outside. Powell. Oh, he just mucked that handball up a little bit, puts them under pressure, receives it back here, Powell, one of the new recruits for the North. The kick inboard, no good. Hanrahan takes the mark.
They put Ollie Hanrahan in the Moore category as well. This is his 5th season at the Hawks, and he's got a taste of senior footy. He needs to go on with it this year.
High ball inside 50. Dylan Moore under pressure. Just coughs that one up. North under all sorts of pressure now. There's a bit of holding going on. They'll get a reprieve through a free kick. It'll be Ben Mackay to take it. Goes short. Zeeble already stamping his authority inside defensive 50. Taron Thomas now takes the mark.
He uses it well, Zeeble, doesn't he? Probably underrated his ball use. And that's probably why he's going to be a good player off the half-back line. But again, they turn the ball over here, the Kangaroos.
Poor execution results in Moore taking a mark, and they go back inside attacking 50 here. Hawthorn. Front spot, Mackay couldn't bring it in. They do have the crummers though, North. Scott. Work it by hand. Thomas now releasing the kick out of defensive 50. Long way up the ground here. Walker takes the mark. Centre wing broadcast side. Wants to move it quickly. And in a bit of trouble is Hayden. Zerha arriving. Hayden's still going. He's got the free kick. No, he play on. Wheeling and dealing. Scott got the handball. Back to Walker, back to Scott, who now releases the kick inside 50. Hawthorn, no mark paid. Burgoyne gives the handball to Downey. The quick kick down the line is okay. It's safe. Mark taken by Bramble.
Out of bounds on the full, only just. It was touch and go, but the boundary umpire was right there.
So Hayden, that kick poor. He'll get the handball back here and has to poke it short again. Another poor kick. Howe takes the mark for Hawthorn.
It's a double mistake there, isn't it? Missed the first one and then went short to a 50-50 and turned it over again. So it's the Kangaroos' skill by foot letting them down at the moment. Missing basic targets.
Our first look at Bo Senevilagi for North wasn't great. The kick inside 50 here for Liam Shields is just going to run into an open goal and get the Hawks second. The first time they'll hit the lead here at Arden Street this afternoon. Unfortunately, the turnover, again, poor execution in the middle, cost them there, and Shields all by himself out the back.
We've seen Stevenson turn the ball over, just looking into the corridor, miss-kicking. Taron Thomas, on that occasion, it was in the half-forward flank by Corin Hayden, but you can't turn the ball over into the corridor. There was no defensive structure set up for the Kangaroos behind the footy, and a smart player, Liam Shields, he's played a couple of hundred games. He just spat forward. As soon as he saw the turnover, he worked really hard aerobically, got forward of the footy, hoping, but it was smart play and ran into the easiest goal he's probably ever kicked in his career. So Kangas are on top here, but they're just letting themselves down with some ball use.
Well, even that last passage of play they had here on the half forward flank broadcast side, they've had opportunities, but they haven't been able to capitalise. Yep. As we'll get another ball up in the middle after a poor bounce. 2-1-13 Hawthorn leading North Melbourne 1-2-8 thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. As there's holding going on, so a free kick will go the way of North. Luke Davies-Uniacke in the middle of Arden Street, pokes it short. It's okay. Dom Tyson works it wide. Nice build up again from North. The entry inside 50. This is important. Drive coming from behind again, bringing the ball to ground. Wheeling, dealing, going. Thomas, high ball back inside 50. Off hands. Phillips getting back there for Hawthorn. will end up with it. No, whistle.
Contact below the knees, I think, maybe there. Just grabbed onto Jarman Impey's ankle for a trip. You saw the athleticism of Jyath there. He left his direct opponent, came across with a big spoil.
Impey long ball, providing a crucial cog inside defensive 50 already for the Hawks. As they're under pressure here, Hanrahan releasing the handball. Brockman back on the ground. North are able to force the turnover. Basinavilagi was the one releasing the handball. Now searching for Lazaro. Ball goes over the boundary line and out of play. Lazaro picked 36 in the draft last year. Another rolled fresh face. Family-made Vietnamese, served fast and fresh. Just one of a stack of draftees that we'll see for both of these sides this afternoon here at Arden Street. Luke Davies-Uniacke under pressure. Ben McAvoy, the new skipper of the Hawks, was able to work it down to Hanrahan, who socketed it forward. And again, the pressure as they surge here. The quick kick from O'Brien inside 50. Lands in the goal square. Nash to run onto it. Gets boot to ball. All clear from the umpire. And it's a goal for the Hawks.
A really smart bit of play there. Tim O'Brien turned his opponent inside out. He didn't look for the perfect play. He just saw an open goal square. He put it to the top of the square, and had Connor Nash not socketed that, it probably would have rolled through for a goal anyway. Really smart bit of play. It just showed that those forwards, the Hawthorn forwards that have been together for a little while, we're all on the same page there. And the big Irishman, he lost Connor Glass in the off-season, but he's sticking around here in Melbourne for the Hawks and going to try and really cement his spot in that side this year.
So the Hawks 3-1-19, North Melbourne 1-2-8 on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre expert scoreboard. This is AFL Nation for McCafe. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe, available 24/7. And just like the two previous AAMI Community Series games, this one's been played with a fair bit of pace in it. Howe in the middle for the Hawks got dumped. The free kick goes the way of Davies-Uniacke.
He's had a really strong start. And
there's
we
our
see
first.
The first 50-metre penalty for this game for just moving off the mark there. Davies-Uniacke has been really crisp with his disposal. It was a good, strong tackle for holding the ball. And Howe just moved a couple of steps. Umpire was right there to ping him for 50-metre penalty, and this takes him to 25 out directly in front.
And should it be a certain goal? Breeze at his back. Comes in Luke Davies-Uniacke. And, he's pushed it to the right, but still sneaks through. So he gets his first on the board. North Melbourne move to 2-2-14, trailing Hawthorn 3-1-19 on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre expert scoreboard. There's an indication on how damaging this new rule can be.
It is a big price to pay for what we see as spectators as a minor indiscretion, but the rule is there for a reason, and the umpires are going to adjudicate it to the letter of the law. I'm sure that we won't be seeing 50-metre penalties when players are on the mark having set shots like we saw in the West Coast Dockers game, because a little bit of common sense just will creep into the AFL umpires. But those ones, they're pretty clear-cut, and as I said off the top, it's going to take players a little while to adjust, because they are trained from a very young age to man the mark strong. And
the agitation, the distraction.
Yep. Force players down the line and things like that, so they're just going to have to get used to it.
McAvoy, the big slap forward for Hawthorn. He'll receive the handball back here, but he was under pressure as he delivered it off. They go forward over the head of Zeeble. So far been very solid inside defensive 50 for the Hawks. Kazitsky getting back but running out of room. Will get a boundary throw in.
Pretty good leg speed, Kazitsky, for a big man. Turned his opponent inside out there and was first back to it, so he's a player that can play back, but if he can take a few marks and kick some goals, it's going to be important.
So we're deep inside 50 here for Hawthorn, and we'll get another stoppage. We've got about 9 minutes remaining in this first term. It's a 5-point advantage the way of Hawthorn on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre expert scoreboard. North are just trying to clear it here. Well, they've cleared it all right. They've cleared it onto the netball courts that are here in Arden Street. But it means it's out on the full, and Hawthorn will get a free kick.
Cameron Zerha just yet to touch the football at the moment. His direct opponent is Hardwick, who does enjoy playing those hard lockdown roles, and He's got a big job because Zurhaar's a very damaging forward. He's probably on top at the moment.
So Giath looks to have the free kick. Decides to play on, opens up. Oh, what a roost of a kick that was. High ball going to land in the goal square, off hands. Dribbles over the line and out of play. It was a roost of it. He's shown some promise in the passage of play we've seen so far.
Yeah, he can really play. It's his athleticism, and with each game, you can see his footy nous, his positioning, his body work is getting better and better. But another one of those developing types that the Hawks will really elevate their game in 2021.
Back underway. Handball shove it out. Downey, getting collected. Howe, play on the call from the umpire. The quick kick inside 50 from Shields. The mark is paid.
It's Brockman again, is it?
I think it is, yes, it is. Yeah,
he's a lively type, is Tyler. He's already kicked one, and on that occasion there was 3 or 4 North Melbourne mids and defenders just guarding grass, and they weren't really doing too much. I know it was a little hat kick forward, not intended for Brockman, but smart players react first and they put themselves where they think the ball is going to go, and he's lining up for goal number 2.
So from Subiaco in the waffle, comes in directly in front. Geez, he's showing some signs. There's something for Hawks fans to get excited about. Tyler Brockman's got 2 goals on the board, and North now have a margin of 11 points.
Just a little half cobber as well. He just the one bicep up, but he was pretty happy with that, the young man. I'm showing some really lively signs early.
He's had a brilliant first quarter. He had that run down the centre wing, then the defensive pressure that he applied, and then, as you were saying there, the right positioning from a young recruit. That's what you want to see.
You certainly do. I mean, it was poor defence from the Kangaroos. They were just standing around almost watching each other. No one really took responsibility for that mark inside 50. So they've been good in the contested stuff in the middle of the ground, the Kangaroos. It's probably been their ball use and some of their defensive work that has just let them down so far, but it's been a good enough first quarter.
Larkey had a big fly as he makes it into the ruck. And we're all stopped after that passage of play. Thrown up again. McAvoy palmed it down. Simpkin coming through. The umpire said he didn't get rid of it legally, so a free kick to go the way of Liam Shields in the middle. Toe pokes it short. Will Day. He's another one that's shown a lot of promise in what we've seen from him so far. Last year, his kick inside 50 towards Connor Nash, just running out of room.
Just decided he was rolling with the number 30 jumper last year, and I took great pride in that over the pre-season. He's moved to number 12 now.
So you're going off him.
I think there's a little bit of family heritage there, so number 12 maybe a grandfather or someone that wore the jumper for the Hawks, but I did think that he's going to be a great footballer for a decade, and you can already see just some signs.
He's been very, very impressive. 11 games last year, 1 goal, 1 to his name. As Segler just had a wild shot at it, goes through for a minor score.
Was an Ab Rising Star nominee as well in round 16. Was Will Day.
Zeeble now receiving the handball. His decision-making coming out of half-back has been impressive so far. Impey, though, getting across on this occasion with a fist to force the ball over the boundary line and out of play.
Todd Goldstein having a rest for his ruck duties, and he's spat forward, getting picked up by Hardigan, and it's Nick Larkey in the ruck.
Just palm straight down to Dylan Moore on this occasion as the Hawks surge forward again. Zeeble crunched in the contest, spilling away with it. Kazitsky.
He's kicked it.
Well, that was out of nowhere. Jacob Kazitsky, and now he's got 2 to his name as well.
It was just a good stoppage win by the Hawks. They got the ball forward in a dangerous position, and great bit of work from Kazitsky there. The ball hit the ground. He was the first to react. Dylan Moore's been really busy in this first quarter as well. He's just run over for a little spell on the boundary line, but he's had 7 disposals. And Tom Phillips across the half-back line with 7, and probably the standout in this first term so far for the Kangaroos has been Luke Davis-Uniacke in the middle of the ground. He's used it well. He's kicked that goal from the 50-metre penalty as well.
And my apologies, that was Kazitsky's first. His earlier shot was just the minus score. So Hawthorn now 5-2-32, leading North Melbourne 2-2-14. That's all thanks to Tyre Power, your premiership favourite for Toyo tyres. This is AFL Nation for McCafe Barista Made Coffee. A high free kick will be awarded in the middle. And it'll go the way of Larkey.
Just funny watching the players on the mark there. Segler was petrified to move a muscle just then.
They're all paranoid to the hill. Thomas, they just share it by hand. It ends up back into the hands of Thomas, who's under pressure up against the boundary line. Pokes it down off hands here to Hanrahan, and they work it by hand to Morrison. Loops one over the top. Does it sit okay for Shields? No, it doesn't. He had to step over the boundary line, and we'll get a throw in front of the Hawks interchange bench. About 6 minutes remaining in this opening term.
We haven't got a massive sample size, but there's clearly instructions from the Hawthorn coaching staff, and the players are trying to implement playing on across that half-back line as quickly as possible.
Azuha gets the clearing kick this time for North Melbourne. Goldstein in a contest did well. Is he paid? Well, he's going to get the holding free kick either way. Gives the handball off quickly to Dom Tyson, who was running past. That kick, though, just offline. One bounce over the boundary line and out of play. Forward pocket, out of side for the Kangaroos.
And that's probably where the new rule works quite well, because we all probably knew that Goldstein was going to give a handball to a runner. And in the past, one of the Hawthorn players that were on the mark would start to move, but they knew that they couldn't move a muscle, and that gave a little bit of extra time and space there to Tyson.
Thomas.
Dom Tyson.
Thomas sitting underneath this one, was unable to take the mark. McDonald shrugs the tackle off, cleanly gets the handball away, and they'll go inside 50 once again. Front spot. They nearly claim the mark to the Hawks. Frost trying to work it clear now. Goes short to Impey. Back pocket. In fact, my apologies, Impey's now taking the mark here, so he's on half back.
Look, Jack Frost go. He's still going here. He might even get on the end of it. He's run 100 metres.
Ignored on this occasion as they go inside 50 over the head of the contest. Kazitsky doubling back, getting a toe poke kick to it. Was Bramble. And goes through for a minor score.
Geez, Frost just took off then. It's one of his great strengths, because he always plays with that run and dash. Sometimes if the ball turns over, it's one of his great negatives because he's out of position, but great work rate and great attacking ball movement from the Hawks.
That's the positive you want to see.
Yeah.
The kick forward here to Turner. Takes the mark defensive side of the broadcast wing. He goes short again. A poor execution, letting them down. Howe coming through. Gives it off to Morrison immediately inside 50 again. Just a little poor execution there for Kazitsky. Got one hand to it outstretched over the line and out of play.
I think the messaging at quarter time for the Kangaroos, Dave Noble would be pretty impressed with their work rate. Their stoppage stuff's been good, but clearly it's just take a little bit more pride in your disposal, especially when we're coming out of half-back, because they're missing targets that AFL footballers shouldn't be missing.
5-3-33 to 2-2-14. First official practice match of the season for these two sides. As the kick forward again over the head of Kazitsky, but they're getting plenty of opportunities up forward here. The Hawks, 5-4-34, plays 2-2-14, thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. As North search for a path out of defensive 50. That was a risky one. Lockie Young, he takes the mark. Half-back flank on the broadcast side. Coming across after playing 8 games at the Bulldogs. One of North's new picks, Goldstein with the fist. Frost seeing it over the boundary line and out of play. Will throw it in. It's a centre wing broadcast side. Beautiful sunshine at Arden Street this afternoon. This is AFL Nation from the Cafe Barista Made Coffee. Shallow throw in. Segler, the tap down. Morrison retreating by hand. They may force the turnover here. North collected here. Kane Turner was searching for Walker with the handball. Phillips able to stop the momentum. And we get a ball up.
Good strong attack. Turner, he looked up, he saw the young light Will Day and thought he'd run straight over the top of him, but he was up for the contest. It was a really strong effort from both players.
Morrison, the quick kick away for Hawthorn. Bounce past Young and will go over the line and out of play in front of Aidan Corr from GWS. What's he going to add to this North Melbourne side?
Well, he should add some hardness. He's got that in him. There's no doubt about that. Aidan Corr.
Throw in on the centre wing. Goldstein doing his own roving work. Gives it to Zerha. The ball gives the handball over the top to Turner. They stream forward. Hayden inside 50. The kick a little too hot. He might end up back with it here. Hayden gives it to Zerha, who also kept going. He snaps but has too much curl on it. And it will go over out on the full. So North Melbourne, we've said it multiple times, getting plenty of opportunity but not impacting the scoreboard.
Yeah, they certainly have. I'd love to see Hayden there, who's had a terrific quarter. He's had 8 disposals. Run, break the 50 and have a shot on goal there. He lowered his eyes to do the unselfish thing, but he could have run to 40 metres and really made a statement there instead of turning the ball over.
Sinovilagi gives the handball to his ex-Pie teammate Stevenson going inside 50. Giant that came off his shin. He'll show a bit of speed across the face of goal. Risky kick as Zerha was closing in front of Morrison. Couldn't complete the mark. They're under all sorts of pressure. Giant in the back pocket. Up against the boundary line. Tackle applied by Taylor. The umpire's picked out a free kick and it will go the way of North Melbourne in the forward pocket.
I thought it was a little bit unlucky not to be given a free there, Zerha. It was clear that Harry Morrison tackled him without the ball, but they missed it.
So Taylor now with ball in hand. He's up against the fence. Just opens it up. Oh, and he's got too much curl on it. It's almost like they're the home side. They should know the conditions.
There's got to be wind up that end, surely.
They're curling it left, right and centre, overcompensating.
I know. I mean, I'm looking at the trees behind the goal. There doesn't appear to be too much wind, but the ball's doing plenty.
There's more wind in the trees up the other end.
Yeah.
It's interesting here at Arden Street. Hawthorn now have it on the centre wing. Morrison gives it to Segler. Back to Morrison, waxing lyrical. They have to retreat a little way now to Howe. He's at half back, goes to Jive. The kick again not executed brilliantly. He's under pressure from Stevenson. Has support. Jive went without it though. Stevenson now applying the tackle, trying to extract the footy. Jive dives in after it. Larkey arrives for support for North Melbourne. Hawks have numbers to be able to clear now off half back. They put a wide kick out into space. Dribbles over the line. Out on the full, in fact.
And that's what you want to see from Jaden Stevenson. That was a 2v1. Hawks were looking like they were certainties to clear the ball. And he just created enough pressure, laid a couple of tackles, held the ball up for a brief period. And, I mean, we know he's got the skill. It's just that defensive work rate that he needs to bring more consistently to the game. And I'm sure here at a new footy club, that'll be his number one instructions because he can hit the scoreboard.
North surged forward. Ben McAvoy filling the hole. The Hawks have been able to clear it now. Morrison on the centre wing going forward with the kick. The impact of the contest not that great, so I believe it's Bramble that's taken the mark for the Hawks. He winds up now with the kick. Long ball inside 50 and it's... Well, I'm going to claim him. He's our man, Brockman.
Jesus, is that Brockman?
It's Brockman again. He's shown a bit of everything in this opening term.
He's 181 centimetres. He rose above that pack. He almost looked Segler or O'Brien-like, didn't he? That is an extraordinary leap from the young man, and he is making an absolute statement here in his first quarter for the Hawks.
If he's not picked in round one, I know where I'm going. But he's shown passages of brilliance. And he's already kicked 2 so far today. So this is for number 3, and he's got it. So Brockman giving fans something to get excited about as it's quarter time here at Arden Street. And they get around the young lad too, all the Hawks boys, and why wouldn't they? 3 goals, a great crunching tackle at half forward, and then not a bad highlights package given he rose across the top of the pack there.
You know how many times I kicked 3 goals in a quarter? 0. And he has done it in his first 25 minutes for the Hawks. It's been some sort of effort from Tyler Brockman.
Absolutely. The shining light in the opening term for the Hawks, who enter the quarter-time break. They're 6-4-40, leading North Melbourne 2-2-14. Back with the second term live from Arden Street right after this.
That quarter on AFL Nation was for Tyre Power. 3 votes during the massive Easter sale.
Want to win free coffee for an entire year? That's a lot of lattes. Just order a McCafe coffee on the My Macca's app for your chance to win. There are 25 winners every day. But hurry, limited time only. Ends 23/03/21. Visit mcdonalds.com.au/coffeecomp for full terms.
Hi, Daisy Pearce here. Signing up an apprentice or trainee can help achieve your business goals. So partner with your local apprenticeship experts, MEGT. MEGT is Australia's largest and only national apprenticeship network provider. And they're in it for the long haul. They make the whole process easy with completion rates higher than the national average. You could even be eligible for government incentives. Join forces with the best in the business. MEGT, your local apprenticeship experts. Call them now on 136963.
If you're the guy whose job it is to order timber to the site, here's a fail-safe guide to not getting yourself fired. Step 1, use Coldstream Timber. Step 2, see Step 1. When you use Coldstream Timber, you'll never run out of timber because whatever you're building, Coldstream Timber and Hardware can organise same-day delivery of timber, framing, doors, decking, hardware, insulation, flooring and more. You'll never run out of timber with Coldstream Timber and Hardware. Maroondah Highway, Coldstream. Coldstreamtimber.com.au. Conditions apply.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. National Tiles have slashed the price on DIY Kimberley hybrid flooring to an unbelievable $29.95 every day of the year. That's right, DIY lay and click Kimberley hybrid flooring slashed to $29.95 every day of the year. Go online now at nationaltiles.com.au and save on Kimberley hybrid DIY lay and click flooring. It's child's play. National Tiles. Now you can.
Soldiers means no one left behind at the table. Soldiers means feeling fresh with rice paper rolls from Rolled Vietnamese. For a limited time only, enjoy 4 rolled soldiers for just $12.50 or 8 for only $24.50. Soldiers, the ones of the front lines. Feeling fresh value deals. That's how we roll. Rolled, fast, fresh Vietnamese. Order yours today in store or via the meals deals section on rolled.com.au.
First Nations woman Jada Plater on what makes her proud of Victoria's Aboriginal cultures.
Being the First Peoples, it's a special privilege. We have the oldest living culture here in the world, and that's a rich heritage that every Victorian should be able to celebrate, should know about and feel is a part of their history as well.
Visit the Deadly and Proud website for more. Victoria, on the path to treaty. Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Our pets can do no wrong, even when they're doing wrong.
4, 3, 2, and you're still here. Which is why brands like these choose radio. You see, every impression you pay for makes an impression. There's no countdown, blocker, fast forward or skip button. Your message is guaranteed to get through. And right now, with so many people tuning in to feel more connected, it's the right time to connect with your customers. For cut-through that gets results. Visit radiolive.com.au.
Get your drink sorted in time for the footy with Dan Murphy's Delivery.
Hi, Wayne Russell here for Dan Murphy's. Here's what I want to see delivered this season. Some more champagne footy from Dusty and Patrick Cripps and the Bot, and from Connor Rosie. Some fine Ollie wines in some Port Adelaide wins, but still, the Richmond Grange Hermitage going to be tough to beat in 2021.
Get drinks delivered to your door in under 2 hours via the Dan Murphy's app. Download the Dan Murphy's app today. T's and C's apply. Drink responsibly.
Want to win free coffee for an entire year? That's a lot of lattes. Just order a McCafe coffee on the My Macca's app for your chance to win. There are 25 winners every day. But hurry, limited time only. Ends 23/03/21. Visit mcdonalds.com.au/coffeecomp for full terms.
You're listening to AFL Nation for McDonald's. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe. Available 24/7.
Umpire hovering, letting it go. North will again surge forward inside 50. Walker takes the mark from 45 metres out. Nice. He puts it through for the first. Good start for North Melbourne. That kick going to land in the goal square. The fly not completed in the end. They're still going here. The umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going the way of Hawthorn. Yeah, Brockman directly in front will put it through for Hawthorn's first.
Well, it's only early, but he's showing some nice signs, isn't he?
Certainly is. The quick kick from O'Brien inside 50, lands in the goal square. Nash to run onto it, gets boot to ball, all clear from the umpire, and it's a goal for the Hawks.
A really smart bit of play there.
And we'll shove it out. Downey, getting collected. Howe, play on the call from the umpire. The quick kick inside 50 from Shields. The mark is paid. I think it is. Yes, it is. Yeah,
he's a lively type, is Tyler.
So from Subiaco in the waffle, comes in directly in front. Geez, he's showing some signs. There's something for Hawks fans to get excited about. Tyler Brockman's got 2 goals on the board.
Just a little half cobber as well. He's just the one bicep up, but he was pretty happy with that, the young man.
He deserves to be pretty happy with that as well, given that he got 3 goals on the board as well in that second term, Tyler Brockman. Your takeaways from the first quarter of footy, Campbell Brand joining us on AFL Match.
Good signs from both football clubs. North Melbourne, just disposal efficiency very, very poor coming off the half back line, and the Hawks just made them pay with a few of their turnovers.
So we're back underway at Arden Street. Thomas, the quick kick towards the top of the 50 mark. Giath, who was also impressive in the opening stages of this game at Arden Street.
Another intercept mark as well.
Hawks off half back. Move it up the ground. This is AFL Nation for McDonald's. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe, available 24/7. As North are still trying to surge forward. McDonald trying his best to stop the attack. And the free kick, the holding the footy, will go the way of Hawthorn, who will be kicking to the right-hand side of our broadcast position this afternoon in this second quarter. Warple winding up, high ball, inside 50. And O'Brien's going to get paid the free kick for a hold.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt that Hawthorn in the first quarter were kicking with the wind. You saw that kick from Warple just hold up a little bit, and it forced some of the North Melbourne defenders to panic a little bit, hold on to the jumper there of Tim O'Brien, and the ball dropped short, but he was awarded the free kick for a hold.
So O'Brien comes in, kicks, came off the side of the boot and goes through for our minor score. The first one for this second term moves Hawthorn at 6-5-41 to North Melbourne 2-2-14 on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre expert scoreboard. North move it short. Tyson gives it off by hand quickly. McDonald up against the boundary line, went back searching for Tyson, went past him though, and the Hawks have got movement. Hanrahan brilliantly involved in that passage of play, gets it to Moore inside 50, off hands. North with numbers, they get it to Thomas at half back, gives it off by hand to Lockie Young coming out of defensive 50. Look forward now to Larkey, hand involved from behind from Hardigan. He's given away the free kick and he's not too pleased about it either. So Larkey gives the handball off. Simpkin running past. High ball inside 50. Walker the fly and he takes the mark. Slight angle 25 metres from home.
Uncontested in the end. I'm not sure what happened with the communication there of the Hawthorn defenders, but the kick was nice. It was to advantage side, and Walker ended up taking quite an easy mark there. And Frost's on the mark talking to the umpire. I'm not sure what about. Maybe a block.
So Walker, this one offline and a minor score for North. So a couple of minor scores to get us underway in this second term. 2-3-15 plays 6-5-41 thanks to Tyre Power, your premiership favourite for Toyo tyres. Beautiful day at Arden Street. Little breeze around, as we've mentioned. It is a little bit swirly. But apart from that, a glorious day to be at an inner suburban venue as part of this AAMI Community Series match. North Melbourne taking on Hawthorn this afternoon. Goldstein, the fly from behind, bringing the ball to ground. Stevenson shown some promise early stages for North. Receives the 1-2 on the centre wing outer side. Pokes it short to Tyson. Wants to move it quickly. Does just that. High ball inside 50 and the great slips catch style mark from Josh Walker. And he'll have another shot, 45-degree angle, probably 5 metres closer into where he was just previously.
Take two. Yeah, he would have been really disappointed missing that first set shot on goal. By his standards, that was a sitter, but he gets another opportunity only moments later. And I dare say this is going to go straight through the middle. It was a nice mark.
So Walker, he assessed the conditions moments ago. This time he got underneath it a bit more and it got a bit higher. And it's gone through the middle for North's first major of this second term. And they get a little bit of respect back on the scoreboard. 4.5 minutes in. It's all thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
He protected the drop zone really well there. Engaged his direct opponent, which was Frost. Held him off. And then dove for a chest mark in the end. And he's looked the most lively of the Kangaroo forwards so far. Kicked 2 goals, 1. And most of the time the ball's gone in his area and he's got an opportunity one-on-one. He's taken advantage of that.
And his form here is vital because they've got I know he was missing for a large part of last year, but the loss of Ben Brown, they're never going to get him back now.
Correct.
So having that dominant force up forward, whether it's Walker, whether it's Larkey, Goldstein playing more of a role forward, they need someone there that has the ability to take a mark.
Absolutely. And if they can't mark it, at least create a contest and bring it to ground and let some of the small crumbing forwards an opportunity.
Simpkins' attack forward was cut off. The handball dished off immediately to Giath, who streams across the half-back line and searches for his new skipper, Ben McAvoy. He takes the mark between centre wing and half-back. Dished off immediately. And now the high ball forward. Mackay, front spot. He had 3 goes at it. Couldn't bring it in. Harry Morrison, who surprised us with his stats at quarter time. We'll get to that in a moment. Ball off hands. McDonald caught. Going in after it, Core trying to extract it. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
He did, didn't he?
Harry Morrison, we both had a surprised look on our faces.
He had 11, which was a game high on the ground at quarter time. I didn't remember hearing you call him too often. He did a few little 1-2s, but Warbles hit the post from that stoppage. But, he's just snuck under the radar, Harry Morrison.
Warple with the skidding kick along the ground, unfortunately bounced. We've seen a few of those moments today where they've bounced one way or the other down that end of the ground. Zeeble, the releasing kick out of the defensive goal square. Larkey impacting the contest. The handball turned over. There's an injury behind play. Burgoyne moves it to Morrison, to Warple. Great vision from Warple. Kicked it inboard and hit up Dylan Moore.
Yeah, it's Cole Hartigan that just copped the full brunt there of that marking contest. He's back to his feet now. Maybe just the wind taken out of him. Didn't appear to be a head knock, but he's a big, strong boy. Cole Hartigan will be a valuable big body down back for the Hawks.
And he's seen off the trainers as well as Moore now comes in. And again, he's off to the left-hand side.
I'm going to go down at half-time and check whether we're underestimating the wind down there because there's some real weird things going on.
North's cheer squad just had the flags up. There was nothing moving of it down there.
I know, but there's got to be wind.
Maybe it's the hot air coming out of this commentary box. Stevenson off half-back, gives the handball quickly to Powell. He's caught, dumped, but we'll get a...
It's called making him earn it. I think once he got that tackle a little bit high, he decided, well, I've given away a free kick, I'm just going to go on with it and bury him.
Just enforcing the full extent.
Very old school.
Yeah, you would like that. High ball. Giath again impacting the contest, showing promise at half-back for Hawthorn so far this afternoon. As they go down the line, searching for Phillips. He's shown a few good things as well. The former Pie.
Disposal number 10 from him, and he's averaged 22 disposals and 5 marks across his career so far to date, so he definitely knows how to find the footy, Tom Phillips.
Giath took the mark on half-back outer side. He's flicked it to the broadcast side and they've moved it incredibly quickly. Warple a little late there on McDonald. A little bit of a laugh there as well. McDonald centering ball, working it by hand. Atley gives it to Simpkin. Feigned the handball and spun around, moving it forward. Contest was impacted and Hawthorn end up with the footy in their hands. They're out if they wanted to play on there. That was Kazitsky taking the mark. Gives the handball off to Warple. Closing in Simpkin. Just enough pressure to get it off the side of the boot for Warple. You'd probably expect a little bit better from him, given he's only a couple of years into the system, but he's really inserted himself.
Yeah, he's got a best and fairest under his belt too. So even if that kick had gone where he wanted, it would have been an intercept mark by North Melbourne. So they didn't quite think their way through that forward 50 entry, the Hawks.
North Melbourne move it to the centre wing. Tyson dishing the handball off quickly. Bailey Scott finding Simpkin in some space. The kick inboard, not the greatest. Diving for it, Curtis Taylor went without it. Hawthorn get a chance to repel off half back. Phillips giving it off to Burgoyne. Puts it out wide. Connor Downey now in a foot race with Jaden Stevenson. Downey slapped it in front. It was clever work there for Downey for the Hawks. North, though, applying pressure and Core ending up with a free kick for applying the tackle. Gives it off quickly. They'll go inside 50 once again here, just over the head of McAvoy, who tried to impact the contest. In the end, though, Larkey takes the mark.
He can take that shot on goal all the way back to Aidan Core. He was the man that chased down tackle, holding the ball, and what was a offensive opportunity for the Hawks. They looked like they were away. All of a sudden, they turned the ball over, and from that tackle, North Melbourne get a relatively easy set shot at goal.
Larkey comes in, 45-degree angle, 40 metres out. No dramas at all. They're kicking straight up the left-hand end of Arden Street this afternoon. It's down the other end where we're having issues. North Melbourne getting another one on the board in this second term on the Tyre Power, here to help you stay safe on the road. Scoreboard 4-3-27 plays 6-7-43.
Well, the two big men for North Melbourne are the two that have hit the scoreboard here to start the second quarter. Walker first and then Larkey. And you asked me what you wanted to see from Aidan Core this year. Well, it's exactly that. Very good player for GWS. He's nearly got 100 games under his belt. But if you're going to produce tackle pressure like that, you're going to continue to win fans and respect at your club and get games of footy. And you can very easily turn defence into offence like we saw them with acts like that.
One of the fresh faces for North Melbourne, Aidan Core, thanks to Rolled, family-made Vietnamese, served fast and fresh. It's been a fast-paced game at Arden Street as well this afternoon, as we'll get a ball up in the middle. 11 and a half minutes gone, second term. It's 4-3-27 plays 6-7-43 on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts scoreboard. Wrapped up in a tackle here now, Bailey Scott.
I just feel the physicality's gone up a fraction in this quarter. Saw Bailey Scott throwing his weight around off the ball earlier. We saw Simpkin as well, just putting some work into a couple of Hawks midfielders.
Impey, high ball forward for the Hawks. North Melbourne in trouble. And as indicated from the arm signals here in the commentary box by Campbell Brown, the umpire said, yep, I better do the same thing. Holding the footy, free kick the way of Hawthorn.
As soon as you see two actions and you don't dispose of the ball correctly, you're in all sorts of trouble. And Dom Tyson tried the don't argue and got stripped in the tackle process. So it was a pretty easy decision there for the umpire, and probably will kick it behind with the way things have been going here at this end.
I was going to ask you, how would you approach this set shot, given that no one's been able to
There we go. Look, this is out on the floor. Oh, no. It's going left to right, right to left. Who knows down there, but everyone struggling, no matter how far out they are, to hit the scoreboard.
Hanrahan, he was the one that had that set shot, and you can add him to the list of those that haven't been able to get a major on the scoreboard at that end. Howe, up and under kick, sitting underneath it by Senavilagi. Didn't go the distance though, so has to get rid of the handball quickly. Dom Tyson, the clearing kicks, just searching for space. Jive bounced awkwardly on him, and now he's under pressure. Overran the footy in the end. Still going though, and he's showing some endeavour, pace and class. Jive involved in that passage of play to move forward for the Hawks. Oh, Brockman, not again. He flew, couldn't bring it in on this occasion. Goldstein getting back for North Melbourne. Will receive the handball here, loops it long. Tyson exits defensive 50. And North now have some breathing space. Taylor Gets it over the top to Zerha, pushing it forward. Jaden Stevenson's got 2 to beat as they go forward here, North Melbourne, and he's also got the boundary line in his way, which he steps over, so we'll throw it in.
It was good football, though, from North Melbourne. They had the overlap, and they used that, looked up there. There weren't too many options forward, so instead of just trying to make something up or doing a miracle kick back into the corridor, long down the line, give Jaden Stevenson an opportunity one-on-one and a defensive 50 or forward 50 stoppage for the Kangaroos is exactly what they would want.
Morrison gives the handball to Warple. Oh, he stopped propped and then got into all sorts of trouble. Gave it back to Morrison, who released the kick but's turned it over. So North to go forward once again. Just seeing Finn McGuinness. He is on the ground for Hawthorn. He's just down in front of us getting some work on his back as the attack inside 50 from North Melbourne's cut off by Ben McAvoy.
Curtis Taylor was the North Melbourne player that jumped into McAvoy to make him earn it and caused a little bit of remonstration from some of the Hawks players.
North are going to go inside 50. Zeeble a long way up, 50 metres out. He spirals that one off the side of the boot and goes out on the full.
Just a little bit of niggle and pushing and shoving going on at the moment, so there's no doubt that the tempers are starting to simmer. Hawks weren't happy with the hit on McAvoy in the marking contest, which I thought there was nothing wrong with at all. He's a big man, and he was there to be jumped into. But the heat is rising here in this game.
And it's forced the turnover, so North Melbourne have ended up with a free kick. Oh, the collision mark not taken by Kane Turner, who was at the top of the goal square after the kick back into play. It stacks on at the top of the goal square, and as Campbell Brown said, there is some fight and feeling in this second term.
More, look at him.
So there was the reason, so it went out on the full. There was a free kick awarded at half forward that went the way of North, which overturned it, and now it's like there's a mob.
Yep.
At the top of the goal square, the umpire trying to get things going immediately. They're close to the boundary line, receiving the handball. Will Day trying to exit defensive 50 for the Hawks and just cool the temperature a bit here at Arden Street. It's gone up a couple of notches in the last few moments. Core at the bottom of the pack, slaps it forward, gaining meterage for North. Goes over the line and out of play. We'll throw it in. 16 gone, second term. North 4-3-27 plays Hawthorn 6-7-43.
I think if you're Dave Noble, you'd be sitting in the coach's box with a big smile on your face because it shows that there's a bit of passion there. There's some feeling. And while things haven't gone their way so far in the first half, they're still up for the fight, the Kangas.
Walker the target.
It's going to be a free kick. Advantage.
And the goal has been paid. Just trying to pick up. Was it Simpkin that got the goal there for North?
Yeah, it was. I didn't see who kicked it, but it was definitely a hold on Walker. His body work has been outstanding. He engaged Hardigan, and the arm just got over the shoulder, and the free kick was there. So Walker would have gone back and kicked his third. You hate that as a forward, don't you? You work so hard to get a free kick at the top of the goal square and someone goes and steals your glory. But it's a team goal, and they're just winning a few little battles at the moment.
It was Curtis Taylor that took the advantage. Got a bit of me time on the camera and scored the goal. So North moved to 5-3-33. They now only trail by 10 points. 6-7-43 on the tyre power. Here to help you stay safe on the road. Scoreboard as we're back in the middle. The only issue with Arden Street I'm beginning to work out, the bouncing in the middle is not that great. That one was dodgy. North through Thomas. Oh, he ended up getting it back. Just went searching for McDonald. Got bumped off by Brockman. Jeez, I'm liking what I'm seeing from him here at Arden Street this afternoon. The new recruit for the Hawks. He's already kicked 3 goals and applied a pretty significant bump on that occasion. North with numbers out of this contest. Going forward. Hits up Stevenson on the chest, centre wing outer side. They move it quickly. Bailey Scott with some speed down the centre wing on the outer side. Just over the head, though, of Walker. And the intercept marked is taken for the Hawks at half back.
Pretty keen just to slow things up at the moment, the Hawks. They've been under a lot of pressure down back.
Oh, they spoiled each other. Segler And then his teammate came from behind, forced the turnover. North Melbourne going inside 50, searching again for Walker. Putting in the hard yards, but not getting the reward at the moment because it's gone over the boundary line and out of play.
The Kangas are just taking ground when they're getting the opportunity. They have got the advantage of the win, but again, just getting the ball forward, giving their forwards an opportunity one-on-one, and if you get a stoppage, you can at least structure up properly behind the ball.
Zerhardt Stevenson, flying shot from a standing start offline, minor score for him.
He's going to be really lively for the Kangaroos this year. Great addition to their list.
And hearing David Noble speak during the off-season about how his role's going to change a bit, we're going to see him higher up the ground. We've seen a bit of that today, a lot of work done on the wings, which is where he excelled at under-18 level for the Eastern Rangers many seasons ago. North Melbourne forced the turnover and get it down to Bailey Scott at half forward. They move it quickly inside 50. Again, just the execution letting them down. They've got the targets there, but they're just unable to take a clean mark. Kane Turner.
Great effort from Turner, because it looked like it was going to be an intercept mark from the Hawks. He just dove, got a fingernail on the ball, brought it to ground, followed up his own spoil, and now he's been rewarded with a free kick there for high. So that's a good work rate from the young forward, and it's been a bit of a half game for him. He missed 2 shots in the opening few minutes to the left and the right. He dropped a chest mark at the top of the goal square, which would have been a certainty. So maybe this is the opportunity for him to get his first major.
So 45-degree angle comes in. Not a bad... Well, the goal umpire did not move. That's simple. North Melbourne get another one, and it's been pretty much one-way traffic in this second term. The Hawks have kicked, what's that? That's 4-5 behind.
Yep.
In this second term.
Goalless.
North Melbourne now are only trailing by 3. 6-4-40 plays 6-7-43 on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre expert scoreboard. Campbell Brown, our expert comments man this afternoon on AFL.
Well, when you're a small forward, you're not going to get many opportunities. You need to make your own luck sometimes and then convert those opportunities. And that's exactly what Kane Turner did just then. A lot of players would have just almost conceded that they weren't going to get to the contest, that the kick wasn't to their advantage and given up on the play, but he found a way to bring it to ground and then got the free kick. So his work rate's been there. He's lacked a little bit of execution on occasions around goals, but that was a sign of a man that's pretty hungry.
21 minutes gone in the second term. Again, not the greatest of bounces, but it's called play on. Phillips in the middle for the Hawks, moves it forward. Mark not paid, but there will be the high
candy
free kick.
Look at this man again.
He's taken the advantage. Brockman, the kick across the face of goal. They'll get a boundary throw in.
He's just playing with some enormous confidence. He sold some candy there.
So for a player like that that's showing a lot today, how do you try and temper that rawness and that ability, or do you just let it go?
I think you let it go. He hasn't done anything like not give the first option or burn teammates for himself. Everything he's done has been right. He's played with some flair, and I think Clarko and the forwards coach will really try and encourage that.
So Segler ends up with a free kick from the boundary throw-in against Larkey in the ruck.
That was old bull, young bull there as a ruckman going up against a part-time ruckman, and just out-positioning him there to the point where Larkey felt like he needed to make an impact and gave away a free kick.
I'm not even going to ask you where this one's going to go, given it's down this end of the ground.
He's hit the post. That's as close as anyone's got today. But again, it's another behind in the Bermuda Triangle, which is the middle of the goals here at Arden Street.
And the gum trees behind that end are dead still. We can't see any wind, but there's got to be something going on down there. There's a free kick that's been given away, I think, for
running too far, the umpire said. I could have sworn I saw Luke McDonald bounce the footy. He did run a long way after that, though, so the umpire, he's not happy too. Look at him. Always got a little bit to say.
Now he's just going to make sure he doesn't move here, Luke McDonald. It's Lockie Bramble with a set shot, so he signed a 1-year contract yesterday.
This is getting... It's out on the full and never, ever looked like going straight.
It's out on the full by 10 metres.
I might even go down there and have a few set shots at half-time. Do you reckon I'll be allowed? Security will...
Maybe show them what to do at half-time. as from the kick back into play. Hawthorn with all the numbers. Burgoyne sent the handball back. Howell running out of room. And we'll throw it in just on Sean Burgoyne. He's a marvel, isn't he? To still be going and to still be playing the way he's playing.
It's extraordinary. When Hawthorn first got him in 2010, they thought they might get 2 years, maybe 3 maximum, because he was bone on bone in his knee. And the fact that he's still playing 13 years later, defies logic for professional athletes. Tom Brady's doing it at the moment, at a really old age. But talk about a guy with multiple strings to his bow. He can play back, midfield and forward, so he's always going to get a game.
North Melbourne under pressure on the wing, get it into the corridor. Now under pressure here, Luke Davies-Uniacke. Downey, look away handball. Hawks pressure it forward, but really have no target forward of centre. Hayden Core, well, that was a piercing handball that bounced off the chest of the intended target. They work it back to Luke McDonald. He's caught immediately. Shrugged the tackle to release the arms and get the handball to Zeeble, who just hoists it forward. Poor communication there. Turner ended up with the mark. Luckily, inside 50, Zerha using the body well. Does he run out of room in the forward pocket? He does. But a couple of the rusty signs that we're seeing in the first intense hit out for these two sides. There's been a few moments for both sides where they've collided with one another and almost forced a turnover.
That was Turner and Taylor, both eyes on the footy, and Turner was the one that ended up taking the mark.
So spinning his way out of traffic here, Frost. That one nearly going into the arms of Young. Just went through his fingers like a piece of butter. And the umpire's pinned holding the footy. A free kick to go the way of the Hawks. Centre wing out aside. 4 points the margin, 25 gone, second term, all thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. This is AFL Nation from McCafe Barista Made Coffee this afternoon, live from a beautiful, picturesque Arden Street. Connor Downey showing some promising signs, the next generation academy recruit for North Melbourne as they surge forward here. Hot spot mark claimed Kazitsky.
Well, he's been given a rare opportunity to be able to compete one-on-one in this quarter. The balls that have come in have been quite often a little bit slow, a little bit sloppy for the Hawks, and they've been very inaccurate in front of goals. But he's big, he's strong, and he's learning some forward craft. He's kicked one already. Nice. So it was almost a mid-air soccer type goal, wasn't it, in the first term, and can go back and add number 2.
Well, hang on.
Yeah, I've jumped the gun.
Yeah, he's at this end. He's directly.
There you go. He's broken the trout.
So he's now got 2 goals on the board, Jacob Kazitsky. And Hawthorn get there first for the second term at the 26.5-minute mark. 2 minutes remaining in this second term. All thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts.
An important goal there for the Hawks. Just the Kangaroos have been coming back. 4 goals this quarter. The margin was 4 points, and now it just gets extended back out to 10. Right near half-time. And kick truly. That never really looked like missing, did it? It was a nice ball drop.
That's what you want to see from one of your forward options, that the authoritative mark, the go back, the composure to kick the set shot as well, directly in front, 45 metres out. Was a good goal by Jacob Kazitsky. So 10 points the margin, 27 gone. Second term, all thanks to Tyre Power, your trusted tyre experts. This is AFL Nation from McDonald's. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe, available 24/7. Warple, the clearing kick inside. 50, Core, the fist. It was a high fist, tapped forward here by McDonald. Searching for the boundary line, and they find it. We'll throw it in, Aiden Core. I've already mentioned he's a fresh face this afternoon for rolled, fast, fresh Vietnamese. The GWS Giants, where it was a little bit funny how he left. He was told immediately to leave the hub situation last year. Now he finds himself at Arden Street, and so far has showed some good signs for the Kangaroos. A bit of what they need, a bit of that hard worker, able to go in for the contested ball, but it's also a good ball user.
Yeah, he's pretty dour. Hard man to get a kick on.
From the restart, Phillips applying the tackle. The umpire says it's high, and free kick will go the way of North Melbourne. at half-back on the outer side. Little toe poke kick short, hits up Tyson. He's at half-back and he'll go short again. So they're just possessing the footy here, North Melbourne. A slow and steady build-up. Oh, no. Luke Davies-Uniacke finds himself in all sorts of trouble. Connor Downey applying the tackle. They've forced the turnover. The umpire says in the back.
Going back to the Kangas.
So that was a delayed response, unless there was something that happened after the possession was...
No real options on here, so he just has to blast the ball long down the line.
Luke Davies-Uniacke moving it forward. Curtis Taylor at the back. Hawthorn, Giath being very impressive across half-back. Frost short to Downey, centre wing outer side, back to Giath, who's just kept running, showing some speed. Beautiful kick inside 50, brilliant.
Look, it's just a tiny little thing, but Curtis Taylor got the ball near the boundary line late in the quarter. We're about to approach on half-time. You're down by 10 points. You've had a good quarter. Handball back over his head into the corridor. Not really sure who to. And they turned the ball over and Hawthorn got on the end of it. Get the ball forward into a one-on-one. They're the little things that young guys, as a coach, should say to the young guys, look, just take the boundary throw in there. You know, we're moments away from half-time. You don't need to be doing that sort of stuff unless we're, you know, behind late in the game and you're trying to create. There was no need for it.
Kazitsky coming in right on the half-time siren here at Arden Street. Another beautiful kick. So after no one could kick straight down at that end, we've finished the quarter with 2 goals to Jacob Kazitsky. He's got 3 for the match so far. And Hawthorn, having not had the best of quarters, were able to fight back and get some momentum back on their side as we head into the half-time break. 8-8-56 plays, 6-4-40 on the Tyre Power, your trusted tyre expert scoreboard. This is AFL Nation for McCafe Barista Made Coffee. Matthew Cox, Campbell Brown with you this afternoon live from Arden Street. We'll analyse the first half on the other side of this.
That quarter on AFL Nation was for Tyre Power, your premiership favourite for Toyo tyres.
Guy means upholding responsibilities, staying true to your flavour, your style. Guy means feeling fresh with Viet salads from rolled Vietnamese. For a limited time only, enjoy any flavour of the Guy Viet salad from rolled for just $8.50. Guy Viet salad, because we're a responsible business. Just add sauce. Feeling fresh value deals. That's how we roll. Rolled, fast, fresh Vietnamese. Order yours today in-store, online or download the Rolled app.
Mate, you finally going to build that man cave out the back?
Yeah, sure am. Just on the Robot Building Supplies website now.
What do they sell?
Everything I need to build the best man cave a bloke ever hid from his family in. Steel wall sheeting, corrie sheeting, purlins, steel, insulation, Rio mesh, bolts and screws. I can order it on the website and get it all delivered.
Save time and money with Robot. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. Call 1300-GO-ROBOT or order at robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
ROBOT Robot Building Supplies.
The All-Star Mile is back Saturday, March 13. It's a race like no other because you choose the horses, so be trackside at the Valley on race day to cheer your All-Star horse on. Don't miss your race and your win. The All-Star Mile, Saturday, March 13 at the Valley. Tickets are on sale now. Book online today at thevalley.com.au. thevalley.com.au.
On KO, you can stream every match of every round of the Toyota AFL Premiership season live and on demand with no ad breaks during play. KO, sport lives here. New to KO? Start your 14-day free trial.
Want to win free coffee for an entire year? That's a lot of lattes. Just order a McCafe coffee on the My Macca's app for your chance to win. There are 25 winners every day. But hurry, limited time only. Ends 23/03/21. Visit mcdonalds.com.au/coffeecomp for full terms.
There's a new name in DIY, and this weekend, the coffees are on us.
Instead of another ad that'll help another business, here's one that will help yours. We know business is tough right now, which is why this radio station and every other station in the country wants to help you get word out that you're open for business. And with 95% of all Australians tuning in each week, radio's alive with new customers at a time you need them most. For reach that gets results, visit radioalive.com.au.
Where's hope when you're weighed down with responsibility?
I remember being just irritable, this weight of expectation.
When life is weighing you down and you feel overwhelmed, it helps to share the burden.
It was like massive relief, like a massive load was just picked up off my shoulders. I could feel it.
I'm Richard Fox from messagesofhope.org.au. Sharing can bring you relief and hope. For more about finding relief and hope, go to messagesofhope.org.au.
G'day, it's Russell Robertson here letting you know Fight MND's Sock It to MND round is back on June 19 and 20 in 2021. And the socks are on sale now. Whether you play football, netball, soccer, hockey, basketball, any sport at all, Sock It to MND is open to all clubs around Australia of any age or level. Purchase the famous blue Sock It to MND socks for $15 a pair and wear them with pride at your club in 2021. Order now. Head to fightmnd.org.au for more information and let's sock it to MND.
Soldiers means no one left behind at the table. Soldiers means feeling fresh with rice paper rolls from rolled Vietnamese. For a limited time only, enjoy 4 rolled soldiers for just $12.50 or 8 for only $24.50. Soldiers, the ones of the front lines. Feeling fresh value deals. That's how we roll. Rolled, fast, fresh Vietnamese. Order yours today in store or via the meals deals section on rolled.com.au.
You're listening to AFL Nation for McDonald's. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe. Available 24/7.
To Arden Street this afternoon. We're at half-time in the AAMI Community Series match. It is Hawthorn 88-56 leading North Melbourne 6-4-40. It's all thanks to McDonald's Smooth Barista-Made Coffee from McCafe, available 24/7. It's now time for the half-time floor show.
The Choices Flooring Halftime Floor Show. The Choices Flooring What's Your Lifestyle sale is on now.
All thanks to Choices Flooring. Half-time, as I mentioned, the scores for Tyre Power, your premiership favourite for Toyo Tyres, 6-4-40 North Melbourne. Hawthorn 88-56, getting a couple of goals late in that second term. Campbell Brown with myself, Matthew Cox, here this afternoon to just steady the flow a bit, but really promising and encouraging signs from North Melbourne. Not only the fact that they've been able to impact the scoreboard, but the endeavour and the effort that they're showing.
Yeah, certainly. They were down by 4 goals going into quarter time, and they had the wind in that quarter, but they continued to win the contested footy. They spread the ground really well, tried to get the run and carry and overlap, and got the ball in nice and deep to their forwards one-on-one. And we saw Walker, take some strong marks. He got a free kick because defenders, when they're caught one-on-one, that's when they're the most vulnerable. When they didn't take the marks, they brought the ball to ground, so some of the small types got involved. We saw Kane Turner bob up and kick a goal, and Curtis Taylor as well. So now they changed things around. Their disposal efficiency in that second quarter was better, and the reason it was better was because they weren't missing 50-50 short targets. They were blasting the ball long, using the wind to their advantage and giving their forwards a chance, which I'm sure would have been the message from the coaching staff at quarter time.
Yeah, David Noble, you'd think, would be pretty impressed. There are a couple of little things that they wouldn't have liked in the bits and pieces of that term, but no doubt they'll focus on that and correct those. The Macca's moment of the first half for McDonald's, McCafe barista-made coffee. What was it for you, Campbell Brown?
I think Tyler Brockman's mark in the first quarter was his third goal that he bobbed up and kicked, and I had to look down at the stat sheet to see how tall he was, 181 centimetres. He flew in the air like a key position player, so he's been the real standout, I think, for both sides in the first half. And there's a young guy as well called Tom Powell who's getting plenty of the footy, the South Australian, that's showing some nice sides for the Kangaroos.
And from the more experienced head, so we've focused a lot on the new and the fresh faces that have been a part of both sides this afternoon, but the more experienced players, what are you seeing from them so far this afternoon?
Oh, they're sort of cruising through a little bit. You get a bit smarter as you get older. Liam Shields has had an equal game high 18 disposals. He's just a workhorse, but as a senior guy, you sort of know where your body's at. You probably use these opportunities more for fitness and touch than anything else. And sort of seen Shawnee Burgoyne cruising around doing what he does, not probably getting out of first or second gear, but everyone uses these games differently. and you want to get through. You want to get as prepared for round one as you possibly can.
The fresh faces for rolled, family-made Vietnamese served fast and fresh. We've seen a lot of Aiden Core, which has shown some promising signs. Connor Downey's done some things as well for Hawthorn, and we've already mentioned how good Tyler Brockman's been for the Hawks. He's been really impressive.
Yeah, he certainly has. One of the guys off the half-back line for the Kangaroos, R2 Bossavalagi, I think shown some good signs as well. He only played a few games for the Pies, but I was surprised that they let him go. He was a young guy that has a bit of flair. He's a pretty good decision maker. He's got good leg speed. He's sort of thrown in as the steak knives for the Jaden Stevenson deal, and he gets a great opportunity here at this club with a lot of young guys to just create a position for himself. But he's lively and he likes to create and take the game on, which I think is the modern day halfbackman. You need to be a good decision maker and be a good user of the footy. I think he has both those attributes.
He was a former Next Generation Academy product for the Pies, involved in the trade, as you said, with Jaden Stevenson, and a slight position change for him as well off that half-back line, considering when we did see him for the Pies, he was more forward of the ball as well, but he's really settling into that spot quite well, and you can add to that Jack Siebel, whose decision-making coming out of defensive 50, that move seems to have paid off as well for North.
Yeah, and I suppose they'll want to leave him back there for as long as possible. A lot of that will depend on how the mids are actually going. We've seen Luke Davis-Uniacke in there doing some really nice things. Dom Tyson's got plenty of the footy. Jai Simpkin as well, who was runner-up in the best and fairest last year. So if those guys can hold their own and not get smashed in contested footy and clearances, and that'll allow the coaching staff to leave Siebel back there for as long as possible.
So at half-time, thanks to Tyre Power, your premiership favourite for Toyo tyres, 8.856 Hawthorn, leading North Melbourne 6.440 here at Arden Street. There's a few players currently warming up on the ground for Hawthorn. Damon Greaves has been running around, as has Finn McGuinness, so we thought he may have had some sort of injury prior to the game because he went straight to the rooms, saw him getting work done on the bench. He's now out there having a kick. And for North Melbourne, we're also could see in this second half Jack Marnie along with Will Phillips, the number 3 pick for them, Phoenix Spicer and Tom Campbell running around warming up.
It's a good name, that, isn't it? Phoenix Spicer. What a great name.
Commentator's absolute delight. Hopefully we'll get to see a bit of him in the second term. That was the halftime floor show. Thanks to Choices Flooring. You're listening to AFL Nation for McDonald's smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe. Available 24/7.
You're listening to AFL Nation for McDonald's. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe. Available 24/7.
Want to win free coffee for an entire year? That's a lot of lattes. Just order a McCafe coffee on the My Macca's app for your chance to win. There are 25 winners every day. But hurry, limited time only. Ends 23/03/21. Visit mcdonalds.com.au/coffeecomp for full terms.
Hi, Daisy Pearce here. Signing up an apprentice or trainee can help achieve your business goals. So partner with your local apprenticeship experts, MEGT. MEGT is Australia's largest and only national apprenticeship network provider. And they're in it for the long haul. They make the whole process easy with completion rates higher than the national average. You could even be eligible for government incentives. Join forces with the best in the business. MEGT, your local apprenticeship experts. Call them now on 136963.
Welcome to Athena Home Loans.
Hi, I just got a text from you guys saying you've dropped my rate. Is it a funny joke?
No, it's no joke.
Come on, it has to be. I didn't even ask for it.
You don't need to. With our automatic rate match, when we lower our advertised rate, every existing customer on the same loan automatically gets the same lower rate.
Wow, seems too good to be true.
That's Athena.
So you're really not joking?
No, we leave the jokes to the other lenders.
Switch at athena.com.au and we'll give existing customers the same low rate as new customers on like-for-like loans. Athena, love us and leave us. Standard credit criteria, terms, conditions and government charges apply.
The way Australian businesses access business NBN fibre has changed for good. With our fastest ever wholesale symmetrical speeds and a wide choice of providers, we're making business fibre more accessible in more locations than ever to improve high-speed connectivity right across Australia. To find out more, search Business NBN Fibre today.
Soldiers means no one left behind at the table. Soldiers means feeling fresh with rice paper rolls from rolled Vietnamese. For a limited time only, enjoy 4 rolled Soldiers for just $12.50 or 8 for only $24.50. Soldiers, the ones of the front lines. Feeling fresh value deals. That's how we roll. Rolled, fast, fresh Vietnamese. Order yours today in store or via the meals deals section on rolled.com.au.
At Underworks, we're experts in socks. We test our all-day socks so they stay up all day. Test Underworks all-day socks for yourself. We're number one down under for socks.
You know, I couldn't do my job without my robot.
Thank you for saying that.
Because from the stumps to the roof, Robot's got it.
Robots got it.
The toughest materials at the lowest prices.
Robots got it.
Steel, sleepers, wire mesh, timber, roofing.
Robots got everything you could ever need.
You know what? For a robot, you're a good bloke. Head to Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dromana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. Call 1300-GO-ROBOT or order at robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
ROBOT, Robot Building Supplies.
I think he's stride by stride. She's a mighty filly.
This is Rob Slade from Slade Bloodstock. Join the all-conquering Ma Eustace stable in an outstanding Zoustar colt. The stable are taking racing by storm. The colt is Magic Millions and Bobs, an ideal colt for the $2 million Magic Millions 2-year-old classic. 5%, $8,950. Finance available. Buy a share yourself or form a syndicate of friends. It's that easy. Contact me now on 0417 036 865 or go to sladebloodstock.com.au. AFS 226 373.
Hi Melbourne Victory fans, it's Lee Broxham. Get behind the team as we prepare to clash for some of our biggest rivals at Marvel Stadium. United City and Adelaide starting from February 27. Purchase your 3-game Marvel Super Pass membership at gomvfc.com.au. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.
Want to win free coffee for an entire year? That's a lot of lattes. Just order a McCafe coffee on the My Macca's app for your chance to win. There are 25 winners every day. But hurry, limited time only. Ends 23/03/21. Visit mcdonalds.com.au/coffeecomp for full terms.
You're listening to AFL Nation for McDonald's. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe. Available 24/7.
Back to Arden Street, where this afternoon the AAMI Community Series continues on AFL Nation for McDonald's. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe, available 24/7. Campbell Brown and Matthew Cox with you in commentary, guiding you through this one this afternoon. Straight after our match as well, we'll be taking it down the road to the Cattery GMHBA Stadium for the Essendon and Geelong match. Julian De Stoop and Adam Cooney will be guiding you through that match. So that's directly after we complete this match here. What are we looking to see in the second half, Campbell Brown, with the 16-point advantage currently the way of the Hawks?
Yeah, pretty similar to what we saw in the first. Clearly, the left of the commentary box is where all the goals are coming from. So if you're the Kangaroos, you're probably thinking a little bit more defence in this third quarter, trying to take some time off the clock, knowing full well that you're going to be coming home with the wind. And if you're the Hawks, I think that the message will be pretty clear from Clarko. Continue to take the game on. The run and carry overlap from the half-back line. Don't mess around with the footy. Lower your eyes if there's a forward on the lead and you back yourself in to hit the target. But if in doubt, kick the ball long, deep into the forward 50. We've already seen Kazitsky take a couple of nice marks and kick truly. Tim O'Brien's been a little bit quiet, but try and get him and Connor Nash and those guys, those bigger guys that are quite athletic, opportunities one-on-one to hit the scoreboard.
Both sides missing a few key players as well this afternoon. Ben Cunnington still recovering from that concussion layoff that he had after the season, the intra-club match. There we go, finally spat it out. Earlier in the pre-season, so he's still recovering from that. Trent Dumont, Jared Pollock, Jed Anderson, Robbie Tarrant, Aaron Hall also not selected today for North Melbourne, so there's some key inclusions to come there. And from a Hawthorn perspective as well, they're missing Tom Mitchell, Chad Wingard, Luke Bruce isn't out there today, Jack Gunston, and obviously that question mark that we all know about with Jonathan Patton. So there's still some...
Mitchell Lewis, where's he at? Because he's not playing today.
He was listed to play. He kicked 2 goals in the scratch match last week, but we haven't yet spotted him.
It's an interesting one because he was really, really good in his second year when he sort of kicked 20 goals in 12 games, and he, certainly internally the feel was he's ready to progress and take over from Jared Ruffhead and be the next key forward. And couldn't have been more disappointing last year. He played 8 games, kicked 5 goals.
Yeah. What about him? He was on with Ben. You talk about me looking for an audition. He's on with Ben Fordham, you don't mind, yesterday. Oh, yes, Ben. Oh, no, Ben. What about your old mate Muzzer?
Well, I was going to ring you.
Consistency, I think, from him. So, yeah, it's going to be really fascinating. Young club. There's going to be spots available there for players if they really want it.
So 8-8-56 Hawthorn leading at North Melbourne at 6-4-40. It's all thanks to Robot Building Supplies. Robot's got it as we head into the second half of this AAMI Community Series match. Matthew Cox, Campbell Brown in commentary with you this afternoon on what is a picturesque. There's no other way of describing how it is here this afternoon at Arden Street. It's beautiful. There's a nice crowd in attendance, all socially spaced COVID-19 protocols. A few taking the advantage of the shade provided by the numerous gum trees that are situated around us here at Arden Street. It's nice to be back at one of the original grounds in footy.
Yeah, it certainly is. There's a lot of history, places like this, and it's good to be playing footy. I'm sure that the local communities and the fans just love getting back to grounds like this, like Vic Park. What's Carlton's home ground called these days?
Icon Park. Yeah.
It's Icon at the moment, is it? I call it Optus Oval still.
I think everyone does.
Yeah.
Or Vizzy Park.
Yeah, that's right. There's so many name changes, but they were the heart and soul of VFL football for a long period of time.
That's been one of the good things about AFLW, being able to go back to those grounds, Moorabbin in recent years. Yep. And we saw how full that was last year in the pre-season competition. We're back underway for the second half in this one on AFL Nation, thanks to McCafe Barista Made Coffee. From the restart, Giath coming off half back, shrugged the tackle, got caught by the second, but was able to release the handball, turned it over though. Thomas going forward with the kick. Greeting it was Hardwick, able to dish the handball off. Downey to Giath, now sends it to Shields. He's on the centre wing broadcast side. High ball, Zeeble working his way to the front. Punched it away, following up though, Connor Nash keeping his feet. Flicks the handball backwards. Downey, he was smart positioning to take the mark. 45-degree angle, right on the arc.
He's backing himself in here to get the journey. He's going to have to kick this every bit of 55 metres.
And the breeze from what we're gauging from the gum trees at the left-hand end of the ground, looking at it. So the non-city end, I suppose we'd call it here at Arden Street. It's blowing to the right, so he gives it a bit to the left, and in the end it was too much to the left, didn't come back at all, and fails to score, but made the distance quite comfortably. So McDonald off half-back to Jaden Stevenson. He's on the half-back flank broadcast side. Oh, his kick was too cute. Connor Downey cut it off. Fed the handball backwards. Releasing the kick was more inside 15. A great mark taken by Kazitsky again.
Yep, just we've seen Jaden Stevenson a couple of times coming out of the half-back line. Just looking at some targets and short 50-50 balls and miss them. And the Hawks get an opportunity in front of goal here because of that turnover to Kazitsky again. If in doubt, just go long up the line. He had players that were working towards the boundary. Worst case scenario, contest out of bounds. You don't always need to be cute.
Yeah, and the other issue for me with that one, there wasn't a hell of a lot of purpose in the kick either, which forced the turnover. As this one comes in for Kazitsky, he's got 4. So he's filling a vital role down forward for Hawthorn in this AAMI Community Series match. It seemed to suggest that he'd be a starter come round 1 in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, he's been impressive, hasn't he? That was a really strong chest mark there from the turnover, but he kicked the last goal right on half-time, and he's come out and in the first 2 minutes of this third quarter he's bobbed up and kicked his 4th. So I was speaking off air to you a little bit about preventable goals, and young developing sides, they make decision-making or skill errors that other clubs don't, and they get hurt because of it. Clearly, the last goal of the second quarter, Curtis Taylor's handball over his head, and that occasion there with Stevenson, just wrong decision, poorly executed. They're preventable goals that you'll look back on Monday in the tape and just talk through those plays.
So a 12-point advantage the way of Hawthorn, thanks to Robot Building Supplies as they go forward again. That kick just hit its target. Downey mopping up, going inside 50. It's a high ball. Kazitsky working hard for it again. Hawks with numbers, good crunching tackle laid on by Thomas. And the umpire says holding the footy, so the free kick will go to North Melbourne. And as we saw in the second turn, there's just a little bit of fight and aggression being shown in the half-back region for North.
It certainly is. Josh Simpkins seems to just always be in there niggling away. Howe came in to remonstrate, so a couple of tough nuts.
A high ball to the attacking side of the broadcast wing for the Hawks. Zurhar off the contest. That kick going to be intercepted by Brockman, who puts it inside 50. It was a great leaping mark in the end. It was almost similar, I suppose, to the Gary Moorcroft with the arch of the back backwards, but obviously not as high or off anyone's shoulders for the mark to be taken directly in front.
It's great footy IQ there from Tyler Brockman. He got rid of Stevenson in the middle of the ground. A lot of young players would have just blasted that to the top of the square, maybe had a shot with the wind, but just chipped that into some space and found a teammate. So there's not much he's done wrong here in the first half, Tyler Brockman.
And there's not much that Jacob Kazitsky's done wrong either, as he lines up for goal number 5. The goal umpire did not move. It went straight over the hat.
He's a beautiful set shot, isn't he? None of his 5 shots on goal have looked like missing. He's got a nice steady run up, nothing over the top, but he's got good momentum and ball drop, and he's probably thinking, how easy is this forward business? Yeah. I've been stuck down the other end, getting minimal opportunity, playing on players one-on-one. You throw me forward, Clarko, this is what I can do. And he's been moving like a natural forward, really.
Yeah. A potent one as well. And even in that passage of play, so when they forced the turnover, positioning himself right. Yes, the ball nearly went over the top of him, but he was in space at half forward, prime position as a key target.
A real coming-of-age game here for Jacob Kazitsky. Yet to play an AFL game.
You'd think he'd be lining up against the Bombers based on this performance come round 1. It's an 18-point advantage the way of Hawthorn. There's a free kick in the middle going the way of North. 10-8-68, play 6-4-40 on the Robot Building Supplies. Robot's got its scoreboard. 6 minutes into the third term at Arden Street. AFL Nation, all thanks to McDonald's. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe available 24/7. The kick inside 50 is going to be cut off by Giath, who's I've been impressed with this afternoon. He's done a lot of good things across half-back.
That kick wasn't one of them, but his intercept marking has been a real standout. The umpire's going to claim that was a throw, so it's going to go to Liam Shields' way, and Darren Thomas has he's just got a little bit of a corky just below his right knee there. He's a little bit sore.
Yeah, he got a significant hobble and looks to be coming from the ground as we speak. The short kick was on, and the mark paid. Just saw Damon Greaves run onto the field for the first time this afternoon for the Hawks as well, so we get to see him in action in this second half. The intercept applied from North, and a chain of handballs to Luke Davies-Uniacke will go forward. Mark completed by Hayden, gives it off to Marnie. The first time we've spotted him this afternoon as well. That kick falling well short. Now Froster's got it all to do. Gives the handball to Jive. It was a hot handball. And the Hawthorn Footy Club have, unfortunately, not come up with the result here and put it out on the full. So a free kick to go the way of Hayden. At half forward, a high ball, and again, Jive. That strong intercept overhead mark.
And courageous too. He jumped back knowing that there might have been contact coming, and there wasn't, but still Walker was behind him, and that's his 4th intercept mark, and that was probably his best yet.
A long searching kick in the O'Brien direction, came off hands. Morrison got a nice little shove in the back as it went across the boundary line. We'll get a throw in at half forward, right underneath our vantage point here in Arden Street this afternoon.
They get a great view of how both these sides are structuring up. Segler and Goldstein.
And it was Goldstein the one that tapped down. Zerha went straight to the deck. A little bit of mayonnaise put on it there, but it receives the high tackle.
He's got a long leg, doesn't he? He can get that ball over the back. But look, there's another mark for Jiath. And you need to understand that he's a really good interceptor. And if you're not putting yourself in a position to get used, he's going to zone off you and take those marks. You've got to bring the ball to ground.
Turnover here at half forward, the way of North Melbourne. It's Stevenson. That one just a high kick. It's going to have all to do here. Luke Davies, Uniac, Marnie roving, got caught immediately. The umpire's going to come in and ball it up.
So Dave Noble should be sending the runner straight out to the forwards, and not just one individual, but all the forwards, and say, when the ball comes in long and high inside the forward 50, it's got to come to ground. At least create a contest. You can't allow Hawthorn defenders, in particularly Jiath, to be zoning off and taking those intercept marks.
And that current matchup, it looks like Walker's playing on him. He's almost too agile for him, Jiath.
Yep. You got to engage him. I know the kicks aren't going exactly where the forwards want them. But they are kicking into a breeze, and they're going to hold up. So at least create a contest. It's crucial.
Throw in centre wing, outer side. It was Hawthorn at the fall of the footy, but we'll get a free kick by the looks of things. So it'll go the way of North Melbourne. Another opportunity to go inside 50. Kyron Hayden dishes off immediately to the running Stevenson. Gives it to Goldstein, who's found some space at half forward. Long searching ball to the hot spot. Pack flies. Comes to ground this time. That's what we want to see. Better. From North Melbourne, still ends up in the hands of Hawthorn. Burgoyne, back pocket, broadcast side. Up and under kick. Mackay takes the mark. So they've been able to lock it in their forward part of the ground. Called to play on Mackay, who ran off the mark. Burgoyne slipped over as he attempted to go for it. Zerha went without it. Marnie roving, spinning ball, top of the goal square is going to be rushed through for a minus score.
A good footy all around. Marnie tried to dribble it through, and on the last line was the ruckman, where they like to camp themselves there in case the high ball comes in, and Segler was the one that rushed it.
Long ball back into play. Zeeble off hands, got it to Simpkin. The looping handball backwards for McDonald. He went without it. Phillips now for the Hawks, putting it into some space in half forward. There's no one there. It's going to stop the ball by the time everyone arrives, and now there's a whole cluster of them that will pressure it over the boundary line and out of play. We'll throw it in half forward, outer side for the Hawks, leading by 17 points, 10-8-68, plays 6-5-41 on the Robot Building Supplies. Robot's got its scoreboard. Ball's tossed back in. Goldstein and Segler engage, push it forward. Hawks will move it inside 50. The contest went up. No one was able to bring it in. Off hands, trying to shuffle it through Connor Nash, who's already kicked one goal today. He doesn't add to that tally. Just a minor score their way.
He's very agile for a big man. I wouldn't say that he's elite or great overhead, but as soon as the ball hits the ground is where he does his best work. And on that occasion, very nearly got his second goal.
This new 15-metre protected space from the kick-in, we've seen it a lot already. There's a lot of these long kicks that are almost getting to the wing or centre region. It's another one of the tactics to try and open up the space on the ground and get the ball moving, and you can see it in effect today as North try and move it across the half-back line, in all sorts of trouble now. Atley tries to flick it across to Lockie Young, bounced awkwardly for him, opened an opportunity for O'Brien, who goes to half-forward and hits up Connor Nash. Takes the mark.
He might be able to get the journey here. Again, it was a poor missed kick coming out of the back half. A terrible bounce for poor Young that had worked really hard to get across and support. And again, it's Hawthorn capitalising on an error out of the back half by the Kangaroos.
So Connor Nash comes in.
He's flushed that.
Did he? What? And the cool, calm, collected, the nice little salute there as well to polish that off. He's kicked 2 goals this afternoon, Connor Nash, but it looked like he had no effort on it whatsoever, and it's just come off beautifully.
Yeah, it was a little bit like the arc, Buddy's arc, but he runs out to the left. Colin Nash ran out to the right to get a little bit more distance on the kick, and he could not have hit it sweeter. The umpire hasn't moved. It's gone every bit of 55, 60 metres. And he's got 2 now, so he's starting to contribute as Kazitsky has kicked 5. So there's a few Hawthorn forwards now that are starting to get in on the party.
You can't forget our man, Brockman, with his 3
well, that's
goals,
right. That's,
all in the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly right.
The AFL Nation for McCafe Barista Made Coffee this afternoon, coming to you from Arden Street in the AAMI Community Series match. 13 minutes into the third term. It's 11-9-75 Hawthorn leading North Melbourne 6-5-41 on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard as Hawthorn will go forward once again. Past the contest, Moore flicks the handball. They'll go inside 50 thanks to Howe. Contest made and a good mark taken by Tom Campbell, who's come onto the ground for the first time this afternoon. His kick to half back, not the greatest. The advantage will be taken here by Hawthorn, and I think it's Warple that's waltzed in, but it's offline anyway.
And he should have kicked that Warple. Probably rushed himself a fraction. He was under no pressure.
Might have been Hanrahan, actually. I'll check that.
Good strong mark, though, from Campbell. Missed kick coming out of the back half, so I know I'm repeating myself, but it's the Kangaroos players that
it's the right intention though. That's the positive. It's the execution that's let them down, but the fact that they were trying to open up the fat side of the ground.
Yep. And good sides. I mean, Hawthorn aren't going to be a great side this year, but they've certainly made the Kangaroos pay every time they've missed a target. Courage there from Giath as well, backing back into another pack, and he got collected this time.
Just walking it off, wearing it off. He's been impressive across half-back for Hawthorn this afternoon as we get a ball up on the centre wing, outer side. Thomas laying on the tackle to cause yet another stoppage. Will ball it up in a sun-bathed Arden Street this afternoon as part of the AAMI Community Series match. And for the first time today, we've got 3 ball-ups in a row, and it's the congested, contested footy that we've become so used to. It's the first time it makes an appearance today. Warple flicking the handball out. It's knocked backwards for Hawthorn to go forwards. High ball in the half-forward region. No one claiming the mark yet again. Plenty of pressure, though, applied at half-forward. McDonald trying to extract it for North. It's fed off by a hand to Hanrahan. Falls in the goal square. No one claiming the mark, trying to get a boot on it. Oh, no, he's done it again. He's done it again. Jacob Kazitsky putting it through for his 6th goal of the match.
Everything going the way of Jacob Kazitsky today. They tried to rush it through the Kangaroos defenders. They couldn't quite get it across the line, and he was first to his feet. Got up and socketed it through. So he's now kicked 3 goals in this third term. He kicked a couple to end the second quarter and 1 in the first. So really good, solid contribution from Kazitsky.
Yet to make his senior debut, so I'm going to class him as a rolled, fast, fresh Vietnamese fresh face.
Yes, he still is.
Even though he's been around for a couple of years, but he's just asserting his authority almost inside 50, really staking a claim for the number 1 forward position, which is up for grabs at the moment at Hawthorn, and he's doing no harm this afternoon. 6 goals to his name. Hawthorn now have blown the margin out. 12-10-82 plays 6-5-41 on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard as there's a high free kick going the way of North, and it's almost very similar to how the first quarter played out. Hawthorn piling on the goals. The second term No, first term. I'll run with that. Plenty of rush being shown here at Arden Street this afternoon as the ball goes over the boundary line and out of play. 17 minutes gone in the third quarter.
Kazitsky's just been a fraction too big and strong for Core when he's been on him. Mackay was on him for a little while as well. They made the move. He's now on Connor Nash, but they're just getting found out.
So a free kick going against Campbell in the ruck on this occasion. Ends up in the hands of the new skipper of the Hawks, McAvoy. One of the more experienced heads now of this young Hawthorn lineup. High ball to the wing. Off hands, Core. Oh, he's now in trouble. Got claimed immediately. He was able to dish the handball off, and they were able to get it forward here, thanks to Marnie. Up and under kick. He kept going, did Marnie. This time he got caught. Off hands. Warple collecting it, getting the kick away. It was a low floating kick. Core went without a great tackle applied by Zeeble. That's what you expect from the skipper of North. Announced yesterday he'll be entering his 5th season as the captain of North Melbourne, alongside Luke McDonald and Jai Simpkin, who will be the vice captains for the Kangaroos in 2021, and the extended leadership group also featuring Robbie Tarrant, Ben Cunnington and Kane Turner. That was announced yesterday.
He knows no other way, Jack Zeeble. That was a fierce, crunching tackle in every sense of the word.
McAvoy laying on the tackle here, just trying to hold things up. The umpire's pinned holding the footy. So it'll be a free kick to go the way of the Hawks. Centre wing on the outer side, 12-10-82, plays 6-5-41. Hawthorn leading on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. That kick, not the greatest, made Warple dive for it. Now there's a head-on collision in the middle of the ground. Marnie ending up with ball in hand. Feeds it off. Oh, the running past Stevenson. He's going to run into space if he can get a kind bounce. Took one bounce, 45 metres out directly in front. And the Bermuda Triangle's rejoined us because that one's just snuck through for a minus.
He needed a little bit more spatial awareness there because there was no one in front of him coming at him. There was no one around him that was going to run him down. He could have probably had another bounce, run to 30, straightened up and kicked a really easy goal. Instead, he kicked it hurriedly from about 45.
Just rushed it in the end as North get another entry inside 50. This time, Dom Tyson taking the mark directly in front, 45 out.
He's always been a player that's had a lot of composure, especially around the goal. So, not sure what happened then, but they get another opportunity here to reload. The ball got turned straight back over and Mark inside the forward 50.
And they had a couple of options on as well. Jack Marnie was in some space. Dom Tyson, though, ended up taking the mark. So margins at 40 points prior to the kick. It's really ballooned in this third term in favour of Hawthorn. That kick's on line. Was it touched on the line? No, all clear, goal. So Tyson gets his first of the day at Arden Street. And it moves North Melbourne now to 7-6-48. Hawthorn still leading 12-10-82 on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. Campbell Brown with us this afternoon on AFL Nation.
Yeah, really nice finish. That Dom Tyson's been rock solid this afternoon. Disposal number 15 and a goal to boot as well. So they certainly needed that just to halt the momentum of Hawthorn that have just piled on the goals in this third quarter. They have the wind, so just got to stay in touch. The game is certainly not over and done with from a Kangaroos perspective. They just need to stay in touch, and they kicked 4 goals in the second quarter. They can certainly use that win and come home with a wet sail.
AFL Nation from McCafe Barista Made Coffee. We restart things at the 21-minute mark of the third quarter. 82 plays 48. Hawks lead. Campbell over the top of Segler. North trying to pressure it forward. Congested. Warple. Oh, found space somehow, and all that traffic got the handball away. Closing in, though, Curtis Taylor applying the tackle. Off half-back, Greaves gives the handball away to Hardwick. Short kick finds Downey, wants to loop the handball. It probably held up in the air too long. Comes back to Downey, who moves it to Warple. They're now on the centre wing and have movement. Phillips goes searching inside 50. Over the back, Zeeble, cool, calm and collected. His kick smothered, so they're not out of danger just yet. Need a kind bounce, and they get it.
but they're still under pressure, holding the footy. Free kick to go the way of Hawthorn. Brilliant tackle laid on to trap it inside 50 for them, and to take it will be Josh Morris.
That was really good forward pressure. First of all, it was the smothered kick off the boot of Zeeble, which just forced it to miss the target, and then the follow-up tackle.
In fact, it's Dylan Moore that comes in for the set shot and didn't look like missing. Didn't look like missing from Moore. He kicks his first of the day. And Hawthorn get the immediate response to North Melbourne's goal.
That's what you absolutely love if you're the forwards coach. Just that defensive work rate. You're never out of the contest. Making sure you're chasing, you're pressuring, you're tackling. And every now and then, it's amazing when you're prepared to roll the sleeves up and do that defensive work. The footy gods, they reward you. On that occasion, it was pretty straightforward, holding the ball decision. But when you are doing that, the ball often bounces your way and you get rewarded on the scoreboard as well. So nice reward for effort there for Moore, who's spent some time in the midfield as well today on occasions. He's had a few centre bounces and he's had 15 disposals, kicks his first goal. It's a nice afternoon.
Back underway in the middle for McCafe Barista Made Coffee. Segler, the handball, cut off by Luke Davies-Uniacke. He takes a bounce as he streams away from the centre circle. It was a dodgy-looking ball along the carpet towards Marnie, who got an awkward bounce, collected in the tackle now, Kane Turner. Ball still in possession of North Melbourne. The flying shot from Dom Tyson gets a kind bounce, cleared the contest. Campbell, all he had to do was stick the boot out. He didn't even need to do that in the end. Great goal. From, was it Dom Tyson again?
I didn't see who kicked it. It looks like it was. All the North players are going to Tyson. He almost just kicked that forward. It's bounced over the head of the resting ruckman at full forward in Tom Campbell, and has dribbled through for a miraculous goal in the end. So Tom Tyson's kicked two in a couple of minutes. And that was something out of nothing.
And Nelly, it could have gone. It could have been swatted away over the boundary line, and it could have been a mark to North Melbourne. It could have been a goal to Tom Campbell in the end. The good old oval Sharon just bouncing the way of Dom Tyson for his second goal.
Might be the best way to kick it down that end. Unconventional.
The only way to kick it. That's the only way they've got any majors this afternoon, apart from Jacob Kazitsky, who was able to find the goals perfectly down that end. 13-10-88 plays 8-6-54. Hawthorn moving forward again. Oh, the running pass, Shields. There's the composure, but just off target, minus score.
Well, that was crisp work. First, the ruck work from Segler to Phillips, who got the ball forward. A nice little handball from Dylan Moore, and found Liam Shields, who ran inside the paint and just missed that, but that was almost flawless football.
13-11-89 plays 8-6-54 on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. North have brought it to the centre wing. Goldstein on his hands and knees. It's shoveled out. Campbell, he got a toe poke to it that time. Opportunity opened up to Bo Senevalagi. Gives it across to Stevenson. Goes searching for Zerha, who's in a one-on-one with Hardwick. Boundary line beats all comers. Will throw it in.
That's a good battle, isn't it? Hardwick and Zerha, two strong boys. We haven't had too many one-on-one opportunities this afternoon, but both only know one way. A good bit of ruck work again there from Segler.
They've got it down to Warple. O'Brien flying, unable to bring it in. Core dishes off the handball. McDonald on the end of it, gives it to Lockie Young. One of the fresh faces for rolled fast, fresh Vietnamese. High ball inside 50. Goldstein unable to take the mark on this occasion. Burgoyne, smart, just socket it towards half back. The handball dished off. They've worked it now to the centre wing, Hawthorn.
He'd be disappointed, Todd Goldstein, there, that he didn't take that mark. He got some separation, broke away, got two hands to it and just couldn't quite mark the footy. It was a good kick, though, from Young.
The switches on here. Giant comes across the face of goal to Frost, gives the handball to Hardwick, who's at half-back broadcast side. Short kick to Will Day. Up against the boundary line. Fires the handball off to Warple, who gets it further afield to Shields. Goes now inside 50 for the Hawks, and a good mark taken by O'Brien. Right on the arc, 45-degree angle.
Really good instruction there, good voice. You could just see the fingers pointing. They knew exactly where that ball was going to go. Day to Warple, who drew an opponent, gave it to Shields, who had plenty of time and space, and Tim O'Brien just ducked out the back there. Nice little looping kick. So good composure and good football from Hawthorn.
So O'Brien comes in. Well struck off the boot. Brilliant goal from Tim O'Brien. Gets his first of the day here at Arden Street. So as we approach three-quarter time, it is North Melbourne 8-6-54. They are trailing Hawthorn 14-11-95 on the Robot Building Supplies. Robots got its scoreboard. Campbell Brown with us on AFL Nation this afternoon for McCafe. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe, available 24/7.
Their forward 50 entries have been pretty crisp this afternoon. Efficiency-wise, they've been able to get the ball in there, hit the scoreboard. 25 shots on goal. Good mixture between marks inside 50. They're getting the ball to really dangerous spots, and all the forwards have been contributing.
And you feel as if there's a bit more movement in their game now too. It's not as stagnant as what we saw at stages throughout 2020. As we'll get a...
Yeah, well, last year, they haven't called it back. Last year they were kept under 50 points on 8 occasions in a 17-round season. That's quite extraordinary.
O'Brien feeds the handball off as they run inside 50 here, Hawthorn. Thomas applying the tackle to try and stop things, and he does just that.
So it just goes to show that they're against good defensive sides, they really battle to hit the scoreboard and kick goals.
Downey pushing the handball out. Howe close to the boundary line, and the umpire says it's gone over, so we'll throw it in. 14-11-95, plays 8-6-54 as we hit 29 minutes in the third term on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. We'll throw it in inside 50 here for the Hawks. Segler palming it down. Thomas caught by Brockman, who had an electric start to the game. 3 goals to his name and some great defensive acts as well inside 50 for the Hawks. And here he is again, showing some candy, snapping on goal. Was it touched by Core to pat it through for a behind? It was. So 14-12-96 plays 8-6-54 thanks to Robot Building Supplies. Hawks in firm control on the scoreboard. Zeeble coming out of defensive 50. That kick not his greatest. Hardwick standing in the way for the Hawks. Chips it short to Shields. They want to try and switch it. He's being directed to do that, but he wants to instead send it long and high. Inside 50. O'Brien flew for it, couldn't bring it in. Hayden working his way through traffic. North get a clearing kick. Davies Uniac's got 3 to beat and's unable to. Mark taken by Howe. They move it quickly. Segler into the middle. Gave the handball off to Greaves, who goes wide to Downey. He'll chip it inside 50, where the mark is taken by Morrison on a 45-degree angle, 50 metres from home.
You won't get a stat for it, but Frost, on both occasions that there was an intercept mark, was the guy that went out of his way just to engage the North Melbourne player, and Davis Uniac was really not able to even get to the contest to try and create a spoil, and then they immediately come back in board. You get some run and carry overlap and a nice easy mark on the far side inside forward 50. So that was really good play by the Hawks.
Kick on its way. And is it there? It is. Yep. So goal to Morrison. Kicks his first of the day.
That's their 7th for the quarter. First quarter they kicked 6. And this quarter, well, it's been all Hawthorn's way. 7 goals.
It's been dominant. They've always looked threatening. Every time they've got ball in hand, they're on the move, they're taking risks, and they're executing, which is the same as you can say about North Melbourne today, but it's the execution element that's let them down.
Yeah, it has. Yep. So, I think structurally they've been pretty good, the Kangas, and they certainly have been having a crack. You couldn't question their endeavour, but they've just let themselves down with decision-making and execution on occasions. And, well, the Hawks are clearly going to be playing with a little bit more boldness this year, you'd think. Whether they can win games, that's another thing, but you've got to try and score and hit the scoreboard to please your fans. And we've seen a little glimpse this afternoon.
Lockie Bramble got it forward, and it's going to dribble through for a minor score from that passage of play. So 15-13-103 plays 8-6-54. Thanks to Robot Building Supplies, we're hitting 32 and a half minutes in this third quarter. There's about 15 seconds remaining, so you'd think here, unless North have a turnover, we won't have any addition to the score. McDonald short to Zeeble on half-back. Sends a high kick to the wing. The Rucks set themselves. Seglo with the fist. Campbell, the fresh edge shot. Caught was hard again. Right on the three-quarter time siren. So it's 15-13-103. Hawthorn, who put the accelerator down in that third quarter to move forward. 8-6-54 North Melbourne, who have shown encouraging signs but have just been unable to impact the scoreboard as often. This is AFL Nation Former Cafe Barista Made Coffee. We'll be back with the final term on the other side of this.
That quarter on AFL Nation was for Tyre Power, your premiership favourite for Toyo tyres.
Victoria, every test we take
helps us protect everything we've achieved
and keeps us safe.
Every test helps us feel sure about that sniffle.
Keep catching up with mates. Go to work safely.
And keep doing the things we love.
So even if your symptoms are mild or you've been tested before,
every test helps.
For testing locations, visit coronavirus.vic.gov.au.
Authorised by the Victorian Government, Melbourne.
Want to win free coffee for an entire year? That's a lot of lattes. Just order a McCafe coffee on the My Macca's app for your chance to win. There are 25 winners every day. But hurry, limited time only. Ends 23/03/21. Visit mcdonalds.com.au/coffeecomp for full terms.
At Underworks, we're experts in socks. We test our all-day socks so they don't dig in. So there's no irritation or ugly red marks. Test Underworks all-day socks for yourself. We're number one down under for socks.
You can study one of 39 free TAFE or 55 job trainer courses with Kangan Institute. From health, aged care, disability, through to trades, automotive, horticulture and agriculture. You can start training today. Apprentice employers can also take advantage of the Boosting Apprenticeships Commencement Subsidy, providing up to 50% of wages. For more information, visit kangan.edu.au/study2021 or call 13TAFE. Eligibility criteria applies. Some or all of this training is delivered with Victorian and Commonwealth Government funding. RTO 3077.
If you're the guy whose job it is to order timber to the site, here's a fail-safe guide to not getting yourself fired. Step 1. Use Coldstream Timber. Step 2. See Step 1. When you use Coldstream Timber, you'll never run out of timber because whatever you're building, Coldstream Timber and Hardware can organise same-day delivery of timber, framing, doors, decking, hardware, insulation, flooring and more. You'll never run out of timber with Coldstream Timber and Hardware. Maroondah Highway Coldstream. Coldstreamtimber.com.au. Conditions apply.
Soldiers means no one left behind at the table. Soldiers means feeling fresh with rice paper rolls from rolled Vietnamese. For a limited time only, enjoy 4 rolled Soldiers for just $12.50 or 8 for only $24.50. Soldiers, the ones of the front lines. Feeling fresh value deals. That's how we roll. Rolled, fast, fresh Vietnamese. Order yours today in store or via the meals deals section on rolled.com.au.
The all-new Canon dual cab ute is on display at SEN and GWM Havel, featuring 8-speed auto diesel motor, alloy wheels and a 9-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay. All from just $33,990 drive away, including a 7-year GWM warranty and 5 years cap servicing. There's easy finance and don't forget the instant asset write-off is available. T's and C's apply. SEN and GWM Havel, 600 Mount Alexander Road. Call 90 80 11 11. LMCT 10092.
Having a good relationship with my property manager and them already knowing my situation of owning a unit in the block meant that as soon as another owner was thinking of selling, I was the first informed.
O'BrienRealEstate.com.au. The difference is our people and local knowledge.
Something missing from your brekkie? New Zealand Racing can fill the gap.
Why wait until Aussie racing kicks off? Get ahead of the game with the best New Zealand has to offer at loveracing.nz. News, previews, reviews, profiles and much more. Kickstart your mornings, have breakfast with the Kiwis and get the early jump on racing. Head to loveracing.nz. Gamble responsibly. If gambling becomes an issue, call 1-800-858-858.
Want to win free coffee for an entire year? That's a lot of lattes. Just order a McCafe coffee on the My Macca's app for your chance to win. There are 25 winners every day. But hurry, limited time only. Ends 23/03/21. Visit mcdonalds.com.au/coffeecomp for full terms.
You're listening to AFL Nation for McDonald's. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe. Available 24/7.
Here in the first half, Tyler Brockman.
And there's not much that Jacob Kazitsky's done wrong either as he lines up for goal number 5. The goal umpire did not move. It went straight over the hat.
He's a beautiful set shot, isn't he? That none of his 5 shots on goal have looked like missing.
Tries to flick it across to Lockie Young. Bounced awkwardly for him. Opened an opportunity for O'Brien, who goes to half forward and hits up Connor Nash.
He might be able to get the journey here.
So Connor Nash comes in.
He's flushed that.
Did he? What? And the cool, calm, collected, the nice little salute there as well to polish that off. He's kicked 2 goals this afternoon, Connor Nash. Fed off by a hand to Hanrahan. Falls in the goal square. No one claiming the mark, trying to get a boot on it. Oh, no, he's done it again. Jacob Kazitsky putting it through for his 6th goal of the match.
Everything going the way of Jacob Kazitsky today. They tried to rush it through the Kangaroos defenders. They couldn't quite get it across the line, and he was first to his feet, got up and socketed it through. So he's now kicked 3 goals in this third term.
It was a brilliant quarter for the Hawks. 15-13-103. They lead North Melbourne 8-6-54 as we get set to get this final term underway. And Arden Street directly after this game will be taking it down the Princess Highway to GMHBA Stadium for Geelong taking on Essendon. Julian De Stoop and Adam Cooney running you through that game. We're underway though, and we'll get a secondary ball up from the restart. Matthew Cox, Campbell Brown guiding you through this one, as the umpires picked out a free kick, and the advantage will be taken by the Hawks. Going inside 50, Hanrahan, off hands, O'Brien fended off Zeeble, trying to get around Core, who puts him into the turf, forces the turnover. Zeeble receives the handball. It was a good kick off half back, but it's intercepted. It's a ping-pong footy at the moment. At half forward, Liam Shields takes the mark. High ball inside 50. That's just too much space in the end for someone who's kicked 6 goals this afternoon, in Jacob Kazitsky.
Far too easy. Aidan Core, who was his direct opponent, was initially involved up here, couldn't quite get back in time, but I'll tell you how easy that was. Liam Shields wheeled onto his left boot to kick that to Kazitsky, and that's a sign of a man that's pretty confident, but there's not a lot of pressure on him, and this has been an unbelievable performance. I can't remember the last time someone kicked 7 at Hawthorn if it wasn't Buddy Franklin. Don't worry, he hasn't kicked 7.
Well, it was at that end of the ground, even though he's been fairly good.
He has.
One of the few players on the ground that kicked straight at that end in the second term.
Just want to see the Kangaroos fight this game out here. It's 49 points, or 50 points the difference nearly, and they have the wind. I want to see them really fight this game out and continue to show signs, not put the cue in the rack and lose by 70 or 80.
As Lockie Young's kick, he had a look of despair on him as he put it out on the full on the centre wing. Morrison brings it back into play. Hardwick nearly dished the handball back to him. Walker, he wants to move off that mark. He's so desperate, and now he's arguing with the umpire. How long before you call play on? Greaves has it on the centre wing. He pokes it short to Phillips. Strong performance from him today too. The ex-Pie, now part of this Hawks lineup. Just floated across the centre of the ground now as they search to go inside 50 with a 50-point lead to their advantage. Ball off hands. North trying to navigate their way through traffic. Atley to the outer side. Goldstein. Handball to Simpkin, who takes a bounce. Goes down along the boundary line and finds Zerha. He wants to wheel and go, and that's exactly what he does. Long right boot inside 50. Walker front spot. That's what you want to see. Good movement, good transition off the half-back line for North Melbourne. And a good mark taken by Walker inside 50.
He's been one of the clear standouts for the Kangaroos this afternoon. Up forward, he's been fantastic, a real presence. And what about the difference? You get Tim O'Brien leading out under no pressure at all. The kick was perfect from Frost. Drops the easiest of marks. He goes all the way up the other end, and Walker takes a good, strong, contested mark. Not sure about his kick, though, because he's failed to score. And it hasn't even... Where did that go?
It went into the forward pocket, and no one was expecting it. They're all looking at the goals. And in the end, it took about 5 seconds for everyone to react. It was a delayed reaction. In the end, Hawthorn have ended up with the footy. They've put it into the corridor, and you can now tell that I think we've switched off for the day, because McAvoy to Phillips, there's not a hell of a lot of pressure on this transition. The kick to Moore at half forward.
No, they're just working a lot harder than the Kangaroos at the moment. And Segler, who's resting up forward, takes a mark in front of 3 Kangaroos defenders. So this is danger signs here. I know it's a young list, inexperienced list, but that was just far too easy. Big boy McAvoy strolling through the middle of the ground. He could have had a bounce, the ruckman.
Well, he could have nearly had a shot.
Yeah, that's right.
In the end, it's the relieving ruckman. Segler comes in 45-degree angle, ends up kicking from 35 metres out, and finally we're getting some straight kicks down this end of the ground. He's kicked his first of the day, Jonathan Segler. And the margin's now out to 56 points thanks to Robot Building Supplies. The Robot's got it.
Well, consistency in effort is what you want to see as a coach. You might be outclassed against certain oppositions, but you want to make sure that you're still consistently putting up effort when the ball is in your area, both offensively and defensively. And I'm sure that not many Kangaroos players would have known that Walker would miss the kick by so much, but still the lack of defensive transition and want to work really hard and chase and put some pressure on there was a clear standout. And Segler, as the Hawks have done all afternoon, have made them pay when they've turned the ball over.
AFL Nation for McCafe Barista Made Coffee. Ball up in the middle. Campbell going into battle on that occasion against McAvoy. Luke Davis-Uniacke sweeping around the back of the contest. High ball to half forward. Goldstein came late. All came to ground. It's all Hawthorn, although Luke Davis-Uniacke continuing to press forward. Gets knocked off the footy as he got the kick away. Mark will be paid on the outer side. Walker.
I reckon he's been another guy, Davis-Uniacke, that's they've just shown a level of class this afternoon.
A short kick inboard. Hits Bailey Scott on the chest. So North have it. Long way from home. He looks pretty confident going back here. Breeze looks to have come down just a touch. Got close to the man on the mark, and in the end he's put it out on the full. So not even registering a score, which looks like this. 8-6-54 North Melbourne. Hawthorn 16-14, 110 on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard.
That's 56 points at the moment. Kangaroos have at least a 3 or 4 goal win. We know that. So this margin really shouldn't be more than 40 points by the end of this afternoon if the Kangas want to continue to work hard.
McAvoy to Downey today. All this on the centre wing outer side. Handball dished off by Howe as they move it forward. Zeeble sitting underneath it. Gives the handball off quickly. Atley going forward. It's Goldstein on the chest. Centre wing outer side. Kick in ball. Well, it was quite clever play in the end from the Hawthorn defender, but didn't result in the turnover. North continuing to go forward, and that's what you want to see from Walker. Great mark. He's done a few of those today. Great contested mark under pressure. At full stretch takes the mark.
Yeah, that was a superb mark, and a good passage of play there. Started on the half-back line. Jack Zeeble took the intercept mark. He immediately gave the ball to Atley. They got the ball into a good user's hands. Lowered his eyes, hit up Goldstein, who came back into the corridor. It wasn't perfect, but they found their way to Walker, and he deserves a goal here.
We've got a great look at it down the barrel from 45 metres out. He puts it through for his second.
Could have had a big day today. He's missed a couple of sitters. He had that free kick at the top of the goal square that they paid advantage, and Curtis Taylor kicked. So he's been heavily involved when the ball's been in his area. He's very rarely lost one-on-one contests.
And that's what you want, don't you? You want him to compete. And I think earlier in the game you were saying you want someone to bring the ball to the ground inside your forward line, and that's what he's providing down there.
It's absolutely crucial. I mean, you're not always going to take marks and kick goals as a forward. Your responsibility is to lock the ball in there through defensive pressure, through creating 2v1s, bringing it to ground, getting guys like Turner involved. And it's a really tough position, being a key position forward. But it's not always about marks and goals. There's much more structure around it these days in modern footy.
So margins 50 points on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard as we tick over 9 minutes in the final term. Goldstein flicking the handball out, going to be intercepted. Phillips running through the middle for Hawthorn, goes inside 50. McDonald unable to lay claim to it, and then brilliantly worked here by Hanrahan. Feeds the handball off to Phillips. Flying shot just offline. Through for a minor score.
Kaczynski was desperately chasing that ball, hoping it stayed in. I think he's got an afternoon. He's already kicked 6. He reckons he might be able to get 1 or 2 more. That'd be a huge return.
As Walker takes another contested grab on McAvoy on the centre wing. Dish the handball off to Simpkin, who ran into all sorts of trouble. North have the numbers. Stevenson to Walker, battling hard. Coughed the handball up, went back after it. Still fighting for it. Fed the handball out, coughed it up. Caught his Bramble, which is an extraordinary story in itself. Listed during the pre-season supplementary selection period yesterday for the Hawks. Was on the Williamstown's list last year, but of course no action with them. Signed for Box Hill and now's got a 1-year rookie contract with the Hawks. They move it inside 50. Connor Nash battling hard. North with numbers. McDonald feeds the ball by hand to Tyson. Let's go with the kick in the Campbell direction. He's being well claimed in the contest. Zerha out the back, puts on the afterburners, releases the kick inside, attacking 50. Spicer, is this the first glimpse we get to see of him this afternoon? Needs a kind bounce. It would have been a highlight as he tried to get boot to ball. Sadly, though, he ran out of room and it went through for a minor score. So North Melbourne 9-7-61. Trailing Hawthorn 16-15, 111 on the Robot Building Supplies. Robot's got its scoreboard.
Good kick by Zerha, though. He knew that he had some small guys with leg speed running back towards goal, so he just put the ball out in space and they couldn't quite finish off.
So the ball's on the centre wing now for the Hawks as they transition it forward. Was looking for more. Good fist applied by Kieran Hayden to knock the ball over the boundary line and out of play. 11 minutes gone in the final term here on AFL Nation for McDonald's. Smooth barista-made coffee from McCafe, available 24/7. Reminder, after this AAMI Community Series game, we're heading down to GMHBA Stadium. Geelong taking on Essendon this evening. A match coming up straight after this one this afternoon. Morrison ends up with the ball and his hand snaps. Last line of defence, Aidan Corr takes the mark. One of the fresh faces for North Melbourne in 2021 for rolled, fast, fresh Vietnamese. Gets it to Walker on half-back, wants to give the handball off to Stevenson, goes back to Walker, he's muddled this one up. Zeeble now getting back. Navigates okay, and the short kick to Marnie under pressure, got knocked out of his hands in the end. How making the impact? They were asking the question. The umpire said it was okay, we'll throw it in.
Walker working really high up the field here, all the way to the sort of half-back flank line as a forward. It's good work rate.
Warple just out of his reach. Stevenson flicked the handball to Marnie. The umpire's picked out a free kick though, and it'll go the way to Hawthorn for a high tackle. Warple wanted to dish the handball off, called play on, so in the end had to kick. High one, top of the goal square. Oh, players colliding with one another. The snap on goal won't make the distance. Coming from Hanrahan, Zeeble taking the mark.
Well, they should have a couple of spares here, the Kangaroos, because the Hawks boys... Oh, no. Just as I spoke, the kick from Zeeble gets turned over and Hawthorn player marks it about 30 metres out directly in front. There were two Hawthorn players down after that big collision. Kosicki and this man we're just talking about, he just sprung to his feet and took an intercept mark.
Tom Phillips is the player with the ball in hand, and Kosicki's just seeing off the trainer, got a little bit of a limp up, so he's kicked 6 goals this afternoon, but Phillips in his new colours comes in and's put it through. So Tom Phillips, the ex-Pie, a fresh face for Hawthorn, for rolled, family-made Vietnamese, served fast and fresh this afternoon. And he's added something to this Hawthorn lineup, which is what you want to see from him, given we know how good of a calibre of player he was for the Pies.
Yeah, he's a good run and carry player, and he's quite polished with ball in hand, so he's going to be really important. Isaac Smith leaves. I look at them as being pretty similar type of players, but we don't have the stat, but I would love to see the stat for goals from turnovers out of the back half. It'd have to be 6 or 7 goals to the Hawks, directly related to North Melbourne having the ball in hand and turning the ball over by foot or hand off the half-back line. It's been contagious, and I mean they've got one of their best users and captain who was responsible on that occasion in Jack Zeeble.
So out of the middle, Warple dishes the handball off, and going forward, Brockman lost his feet. Phillips again involved in the passage of play, sends it forward for North Melbourne, who are under all sorts of pressure now inside, attacking 50. The snap, and hitting the woodwork in the process was Dylan Moore. So another minus score on the Robot Building Supplies. Robot's got it at scoreboard 17-16, 118, plays 9-7-61, 15 gone final term. Spicer takes the mark, defensive side of the broadcast wing. Goes forward, Giath impacting the contest. Burgoyne waiting out the back. Gets a high hoping kick on the boot. Looked to have his Uniac pushed off the footy. Stevenson feeds the handball out to Spicer. Kick partially smothered off the boot. They had to get rid of it. Goldstein ends up with the footy in his hands. The low piercing kick inboard. Fell too short in the end. Giath ends up with the ball in hand. Gets the handball to Segler, who gets it back to Giath. Waxing lyrical in the back pocket. Thomas impacting the contest for North. And we'll get a stoppage at half forward for the Kangaroos at the 16-minute mark of the final term. Ball up. 118 plays 61 on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. McDonald nearly the intercept. Stevenson follow the footy, feeds it back to McDonald. McDonald who sends it inside 50, but no real purpose on the kick. Off hands. Hawks with Lockie Bramble. He's collected. And we'll get a ball up inside 50 for the Kangaroos.
Liam Shields been working super hard right throughout the 4 quarters. Disposal number 30 from that stoppage just before. That's game high. Harry Morrison with 28. Tom Phillips 25, and leading for the Kangaroos is Zeeble, who's played predominantly half-back flank this afternoon with 22.
The kick from Stevenson went out on the full. Hawthorn have it inside defensive 50, and they go across the face of goal. Burgoyne to half-back, centering one for Phillips here. Dishes the handball off quickly. They find Giath in the middle of Arden Street. He wants to run, create some space and an opportunity for Shields, who goes inside 50. Pack flies. Oh, Moore's landed awkwardly after that contest. Sprung back to his feet though and's back involved. Hawks with numbers. They feed it by hand. Here's Brockman. He's going to run in, take a bounce. Oh, gets caught. He wanted the limelight. He wanted the spotlight.
It's his first mistake today. Brockman looked up. He thought he'd take him on. Everything else has worked for me today. Why won't this? I'll run in and kick my 4th. And he ran into a brick wall when he certainly had the handball on.
It was Atley that said, I'm not going nowhere, so try and get around me, young kid. And unfortunately, he didn't on that occasion. North now have it attacking side of the outer wing. Bailey Scott, he's trying to take on players as well. He's taken 3 bounce, and that's just to navigate traffic. Inside 50, Nellian's up back with it here. Bailey Scott, they continue to press forward. Taylor, centering ball.
I think free kick either down the field from a late hit from Segler or as he kicked it. It's going to be down the field, yep. So some remonstrating in there in the pocket, but Tom Campbell's going to get the free kick. 20 out directly in front.
Bailey, Scott and CJ are still going at it as well on that outer pocket underneath the shade.
I don't think there was much in it, but
Campbell comes in and gets his first for the day.
Probably a little bit unnecessary. He had disposed of the ball and was put on his backside. So it gives a goal to Campbell, but great work from Atley down there, to stick that tackle, because if he doesn't stick it, either the handball goes over the top for a gift to big boy McAvoy, or Tyler Brockman kicks his fourth of the afternoon. So good defensive work results in some offensive reward for the Kangaroos.
I'm just trying to make this scoreboard look respectable this afternoon. 10-7-67 North Melbourne move to Hawthorn 17-16 118, all thanks to Robot Building Supplies. This is AFL Nation for McCafe. Barista made coffee this afternoon, live from Arden Street as we're about to head towards time on in this final quarter. About just under 7 minutes remaining. Been a good day for the Hawks. Some promising signs for them as they head towards their round one clash with the Bombers at Marvel Stadium. Simpkins caught and it's going to be pinned for holding the footy.
Now that shouldn't be holding the footy, because as soon as he got the ball he was set upon and his hands were pinged, so he didn't have prior opportunity. He tried to kick the ball and I'm not sure what else he could have done there.
Phillips delivery inside 50 taken by McDonald. Goldstein's caught by 3, but one of them was high. In fact, it was Campbell, so he's dished the handball off immediately as the Kangaroos go searching for Zerha. He's up against Burgoyne here, who's had to work
he got
hard.
him too.
He did.
He slung him over the boundary line, and that was a guy that didn't have the leg speed, but he knew the angles just to cut there, Shawnee Burgoyne. He knew where the boundary line was, and he got his man.
It was the young, exciting ball up against the silky Old Star, and the Old Star went out.
They just cut angles better. Sam Mitchell was the best of anyone I saw. He had no leg speed, but he just knew every single little angle to cut.
Hawthorn take the intercept and move it to Morrison in the back pocket, broadcast side. Goes searching for Kazitsky, who's a fair way up the ground. And again, there's a bit going on after the contact with Kazitsky, who's won the free kick. As the shadows start to envelop Arden Street this afternoon. Chip kick from Kazitsky to Giath. Up against the boundary line. High ball to the centre wing. Good positioning, good mark taken from Dylan Moore.
They're lining up in the middle. You take your pick. There's 3 of them.
One of them's Phillips. He wants to work it wide. Burgoyne. He's just happy to stop prop. In the end, sends it sideways back to Phillips. In the middle of Arden Street. He'll chip it short. The sting's really gone out of the game now. Hawthorn load up. They go inside 50. Kazitsky in a contest. Ball falls not favourably for him. The soccer off the carpet. Through for a minor score. 17-17, 119. Plays 10-7-67 on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. This is AFL Nation for McCafe. Barista made coffee from Arden Street this afternoon in this AAMI Community Series game. The kick too hot for Spicer in the middle. Off hands now to Simpkin. Gives it back to Spicer. They work it forward. Turner to Walker. Out 80 from home. Goes inside 50 with the kick, and on the lead, Zerha takes the mark.
It's good footy, that, and a nice lead. He just worked his opponent back towards the goal, doubled back, and Walker lowered the eyes and hit him up. It's been a quiet day for Zerha today, but this would be a nice reward for effort. Just on Sean Burgoyne, he's got 11 games to go before he plays his 400th, and if he plays every game of the first 10, his 400th will be on Sir Doug Nicholls' round. The Hawks play the Gold Coast Suns up in Darwin, TIO Stadium, so that'd be
magical.
A pretty nice touch for him, being a proud Indigenous man, and we know what that round means to Indigenous players and everyone in the AFL. But will he be able to get all 10 in that old body in the first 10 of the season? Clarko might say, we'll rest you for a couple of games. Hang on a second.
No. Well, that would have been a perfect one if we still had the sub-vest.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, give him a couple of sub-games.
Yeah. But that'd be, considering what he's been able to achieve, and considering, when he arrived at Hawthorn, and we didn't think there was a hell of a lot of footy left in him, to be still going as well as he is, and now imparting some of his wisdom onto the next generation of talent coming through the Hawks after having such a successful run.
Yeah.
It's truly remarkable what he's still being able to prove at this level, and closing in on that 400-game milestone, which we can only hope. No soft tissue injuries, please.
Yeah, well, that's right, because it makes it very hard, to get back from those. It's an automatic month just about, so...
Thomas lets rip with a great flying shot from a standing start just beyond the arc. Goes through for his first of the day. Now, they're not... The pressure's gone out, but they're not giving up.
Yep. No, that's exactly right. And that was a great finish from outside 50, off one step. He got the journey, no problems. He hobbled off in the third quarter just with a clash of knee on knee, but he appears to have recovered from that. He's spent some time down back, but clearly now he's playing on a half-forward flank and was able to bob up and kick a goal out of nothing, really. So they are still competing. We're not seeing a heap of tackle pressure anymore in this game. There's only 3 minutes and 8 seconds to go, but at least they're playing the game out.
It'd be nice to have this positioning in a real tight one, because we're right next to the timekeeper's box here at Arden Street. Right across the time throughout the afternoon. There's Warple down to Campbell, who just assesses his options and then decides to let one rip inside 50. Zerha, front spot, got punched out of his hands. Hawks with numbers, showing some flair inside defensive 50. Frost, he's coughed it up. Opportunity for Tyson to kick number 3.
Good defensive pressure again from the Kangaroos. Frost tried to break the tackle and stream away, but couldn't, and turned the ball over. Dom Tyson been outstanding this afternoon. He's got plenty of the footy, that hard body around the stoppages, 21 touches, but more importantly, he's had 3 opportunities in front of goal, and he's kicked all 3. And any goal from a midfielder is a great effort and really important, and he's kicked 3. So I said at the start of this quarter I didn't want to see the Kangaroos give up, and with the wind, the 4 or 5 goal wind advantage that they had, it should be around about a 40-point margin. Well, it's smack bang on 40 points, so it goes to show that they've kicked the last couple, and they're still working hard.
So just over 2.5 minutes remaining. Brownie said 40 points is the margin on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. This is AFL Nation for McCafe Barista Made Coffee. Shortly we'll be taking you down to GMHBA Stadium for Geelong and Essendon. Julian De Stoop, Adam Cooney with the call for you there. McDonald releasing the kick out of the middle here at Arden Street. Bouncing ball inside 50. It's claimed by the Hawks. Hardwick, a kick, falling short. Spice with an opportunity, lays the tackle on. Enough pressure to get into the hands of Marnie. They work it to Stevenson up against the boundary line. Centering ball, Zerha front spot, couldn't bring it in. Crummers there for the Kangaroos. Oh, they've ended up putting it into too much space. No. They've muddled that up completely. Frost rushing it through for the minus score.
There were 4 players there in the goal square. It could have raffled it, and the handball went straight to Frost, who immediately rushed the ball. But again, it was just a good defensive work rate from Spice at that time. He was prepared to work hard turned the ball over, which allowed Stevens to put it to a dangerous spot, and they nearly conjured another goal.
High ball to the centre wing. North will send it straight back inside, attacking 50, but it's off target. It'll dribble over the boundary line, and out of play will throw it in.
So no injuries of any note coming out of today's games from either side. So we got a really good look at both these clubs. Good hit out under some trying conditions, a lot hotter than they probably thought, but there's plenty of positives to take out for both sides, I feel.
Simpkin up against the boundary line. The shot goes across the face of goal and out of play. If I was to ask you the number one, so the best point to come out of the game for both Hawthorn and North Melbourne, what's your key takeaway?
Well, I think for Hawthorn, it's the emergence or the confidence of some of their young guys. Tyler Brockman was the main one early. Kazitsky's just been outstanding, and I think Jayath down back as well are three guys that have really cemented their name for a round one spot.
There's Kazitsky here.
Oh, he hasn't. No, he hasn't.
He socketed it through. He doesn't get the bounce. We should have known that going to that end.
That was Harry Kuehl-like.
It was. It would have been a brilliant goal had it gone through. We just mentioned clean bill of health for both sides. Daniel Howe's come off the ground after being collected in the contest, and Jack Siebel doesn't look too flash either.
And that's not what you want with 55 seconds left in the last quarter of an AAMI Community Series game. I don't think they'll be. They're just hobbles. They'll be all right. But, not ideal. And for the Kangaroos, well, I think you can work around Walker and Larkey up forward. Larkey's been a little bit more quiet, but certainly Dom Tice in the middle's been good.
Walker seems to be playing inside defensive 50 too this term, so they're just trialling a few things, the Kangaroos, but he has been one of their stars today. It's just creating the contest, the endeavour and the fight that he's shown.
Yep.
Leading some of the young stars of the North Melbourne Footy Club. Showing the way. Campbell the tap down. Work it to McDonald. Centre wing. That goes of a spiral. Inside 50, sitting underneath it, O'Brien. Inside defensive 50 for the Hawks. 17-18, 120. Hawthorn leading North Melbourne 12-8-80 on the Robot Building Supplies scoreboard. Hawks with the kick. Warple dumped his opponent. Umpire said play on. Stevenson. The handball. He ended up retrieving it himself. Got it to Zerha. To McDonald. They work it to Simpkin up against the boundary line, and then a piercing ball inside 50 on the final siren here at Arden Street. Kangaroos will have a shot for goal. It's in the hands of Curtis Taylor, although they've let go of the song before the final kick. Yeah. The emergency umpire just directing traffic on the bench because everyone was starting to walk out onto the ground. Taylor, though, with one last kick of the game, as the Hawks song is playing in the background, just to rub salt into the wounds this afternoon for North Melbourne fans. He comes in, the kick's too shallow, and just a minor score. So the final score here at Arden Street this afternoon, North Melbourne 12-9-81 go down to the Hawks 17-18 120. Our final scores there for Robot Building Supplies. Robots got it. An impressive performance from Hawthorn. As you mentioned, a number of their young stars and a couple of their new recruits. Tom Phillips was one of the better performers for the Hawks, I felt, today.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And I think if you're David Noble, you'd be pretty happy with what you saw today. I mean, the main thing I would, if I was the senior coach of the Kangaroos, I'd just be showing them all the turnover goals that we allowed and say, guys, we lose by 39 points and we've gifted 7 or 8 goals to the opposition that with a little bit better execution, decision making, maybe structure, put his hand up and say maybe it was some of my work as well, but they're preventable, and we take even some of those out of play. Not only are we preventing goals, we're probably getting some on the other end with good ball movement, and you can very quickly turn a 39-point deficit into maybe a close victory. There's a lot to like about the Kangaroos' effort today, and they're going to have up and down performances this year, being a young side, and and certainly the Hawks, geez, I don't know the last time they would have kicked 17 goals and had 35 shots in a game of footy. So, again, the trend of high scoring, the AFL, Steve Hocking would be absolutely rapt watching what he's seeing in the first 3 games.
Yeah, and we only had one infringement today too, the 150-metre penalty. So for all that talk, there was only real one lapse that was evident today here at Arden Street. Final scores once again, 17-18, 120. The Hawks defeating... That's a rookie error because the scoreboard's now flashed up with the logo and I'd forgotten to write it down, so I'll have to go searching for the app while I do that. Some of the better players. There we go, 12-9-81. North Melbourne going down to the Hawks in the end.
Liam Shields was prolific, as he always is. Pup had 33 disposals. Young Harry Morrison is more an accumulator. He ended up with 30 touches. Tommy Phillips played wing. He got plenty of the footy as well. Jaden Stevenson, I thought... he was up and down. He was one of the main culprits of turning the ball over coming out of the back half. He did work hard, though. He had the 25 touches and was the most of any player on the ground for the Kangaroos. The reigning Sid Barker medalist, Luke McDonald, he chimed in with 24 across the half-back line and through the midfield as well. And Dom Tyson and Walker were the 2 best players on the ground for the Kangaroos. As far as I'm concerned, they were clear standouts. Luke Davies-Uniacke showed glimpses of class throughout the course of the afternoon.
It will be another challenging year for the Kangaroos, but if they can take the little positives, almost similar to the Adelaide story that unfolded last year. It wasn't the greatest of starts to the season, but the improvement across the year, that's what you're going to want to see from this young list. Yeah, no doubt. They should be getting better and better with each performance. It does take a little while when a new coach comes in with new ideas, new game plan, playing players in different positions for it all to come together. And like we saw last year with Adelaide, it took forever. We thought, are they going to win a game at all? But then when it finally clicked, they were pretty competitive in the back half of the year. So North Melbourne have enough senior guys with Zeeble, McDonald, Goldstein, sprinkling of experience across the board to be competitive each and every week. And you wouldn't want to take them lightly, but they were good. They were good tonight. They were, the Hawks defeating the Kangaroos by 39 points at Arden Street. We're about to head down to GMHBA Stadium. Julian de Stoob, Adam Cooney guiding you through Geelong and Essendon. Campbell Brown, been a pleasure to call with you this afternoon. I'm Matthew Cox. Been a pleasure to bring you this AAMI Community Series match on AFL Nation for McDonald's smooth barista-made coffee from a cafe, available 24/7. It continues after this.